starter Marvin Harrison Jr. and running back Amari DiMercado will miss the game. Tune in to 1010XL for the Jags Week 12 matchup, kicking off at 4:05 p.m. It's 81 degrees at 2 o'clock time and temp, brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Now, Lauren Brooks, Taylor Dahl, and Tom McManus. This is
Helmets and Heels.
Helmets and Heels on 1010XL.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. Taylor Dahl is here. Tom McManus, RJ Saunders. I'm Lauren Brooks, and we are hanging out with you. I have a shout-out to give to the Jaguars' offensive line. I feel like we've already certainly praised them a lot this week, but I saw that Fox did their Team of the Week in the NFL this week. Josh Allen, the quarterback, Christian McCaffrey, the running back, also running back Sean Tucker, Ted McMillan, the wide receiver, one of the wide receivers, Drake London as well, George Kittle, the tight end. The offensive line, the Jacksonville Jaguars.
All right.
Nice. When you're in that kind of company of Josh Allen, George Kittle, Christian McCaffrey, and oh, by the way, that 49ers team put up 44 points on the team the Jags are about to play. The defense for the Team of the Week for Fox, Myles Garrett and Micah Parsons, your edges, pretty good. Jordan Brooks, your linebacker, had a great game. Kyle Duggar, defensive back, and kicker Will Lutz.
All right. Well, listen, that O-line's well-deserved. They came to play. They shut down a defensive line that was really, really productive. So hats off.
I still can't believe it.
Listen. Well, look, again, I think when you have the right attitude, and I think Ezra added to it, but when you have the right attitude, man, you can play really feisty as an offensive line, even if you're not the biggest. Even we're talking about it, like they're not the biggest O-line, man, but when they get going and get you moving and get that viciousness going, they're pretty formidable. And look, let's credit the backs too, because man, they were hitting the hole at the right time too. The timing of the running game was really good on Sunday. I mean, it felt like it was flowing really nice all throughout the game. It's great it's fun to get national recognition.
So fun. I feel like it doesn't happen that often. Yeah. Sometimes there are outliers, like a running back will perform really well, or certainly Devin Lloyd earlier in the season had the interceptions and was getting praise, but then obviously he got hurt and the run game didn't go according to plan there for a while. And so it is fun to sit back and be like, not only is this team the 7th seed, but other teams would actually have wanted this Jags offensive line on their team last week.
Yeah, this last week for sure. And that's what I think it was shocking to me because of what you had seen in those games previous. But I do think that it does show how much one guy can make a difference on your offensive line when it comes to just gelling and making things work. And I think that also, you talk about what that conversation looks like moving forward with Cole Van Lanen and Walker Little, and then obviously Anton in the mix, and what they do moving forward is going to be interesting to see, because I do think that you want your best 5 out there. They say it all the time, but how much do you start switching things around if you feel like the line with Ezra is what it needed, or is it the other things? Is it some other changes? And we've talked all year back to camp of up until that week before the week 1, we were like, we don't know what the starting 5 are because they were mixing things around so much. And then now still we're having a little bit of the same conversation. So I'll be fascinated to see what the end of this year looks like.
Yeah, I guess, and planned or not planned, having all those rotations in camp help them now when they need to be creative, I guess, But hats off to all of them. They came to play. I'm telling again, attitude, Jimmy Buffett had it right. Changing attitudes to changing latitude. It's so true. And on that O-line especially, O-line, D-line. And by the way, looking at the Cardinals, the blueprint is almost the same. Their offensive line struggles with QB hits. They've given up 75 all throughout. You mentioned how Brissett was getting sacked. Last week, better against San Fran. They had 0 sacks against them and only 4 QB hits. But prior to that, double-digit QB hits 4 or 5 games in a row, 5 sacks, 6 sacks, 5 sacks. They were racking them up. They got a little bit better. They don't stop the run very well either. So I'm thinking our offense, again, pound the rock, get some movement, get some play action, get the passing game going too, but rely on that run. And then defense, it looks like they're out there starting running back, right? He's with the high ankle sprain. They're out Marvin Harrison Jr. He was ruled out today, I believe. So
he was, this is the appendectomy.
This is the game. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez, I didn't know that.
He had appendicitis and had to have surgery. Ooh. What we don't know, and we talked about this week 1, there was a Panthers player that also had an appendectomy. And I shared with y'all, obviously the difference is, was it a ruptured appendix or was it a not ruptured appendix? If it's not a ruptured appendix, the surgery is different. It's easier, and you can recover quicker, obviously. If the appendix is ruptured, then that's a much different deal. And what we don't know, like I said, with Harrison, is what exactly happened. But what I've noticed is the trend, it seems to me, and this is from a non-medical person, right? Just having gone through a ruptured appendix in the past, the guys that have the non-ruptured tend to be back after 1 week.
Yeah, I was about to say, because earlier in the season, the guy only missed a week, but now Marvin Harrison's on 2. So.
Yeah, and it seems like there are other guys that miss more like 3 weeks. And again, having gone through it, I can understand.
You're like, I get the 3 week.
I definitely understand that.
Well, if it ruptures, they got to clean all the junk up, right? It goes everywhere. So that's part, right? You get septic, you know.
You got attachments leaving the hospital.
I sure did. I had this disgusting drain.
I've got a shout out. Can I throw a shout out? I didn't make this public, but I will now because she's doing much better. My mother is in Baptist Hospital, Beaches Baptist, recovering from a femur fracture inside her hip. She had surgery on Friday. She's recovered. She's a lot better today. Thank you. Their food is absolutely incredible. Now, here's my dilemma, because every time I go in there, I'm hungry, and she doesn't eat her food. Now, I feed her. Like, I try to get her to eat, and she'll eat a little bit, but always leaves, like a good thing. And I'm like, man, I can't eat it because, hey, number one, they'll think she ate it, and number two, what am I going to do? Go out to the nurse station and be like, by the way, I finished off her
thanks
plate.
for lunch.
I was coming for the meal, but the food is absolutely outstanding.
It's like, bite for you, Mom, bite for me.
Right.
I think you can take a picture.
For me, one for you.
Once she finishes, you can take a picture of what the plate looks like.
Yeah.
And then you can finish it and show the nurses
there you go.
How much she
now,
ate.
You know what? That's what I'll do next time.
Yeah.
That's what I'll do
They're
next
not
time.
gonna
What
get
is
mad at
it?
you
What
for
do they
finishing
give?
it.
Like, what is lunch?
Well, she needs a lot of protein, so they give her. They gave her some ground turkey today with some mashed potatoes. I mixed it all together, threw a little butter in there. One of the Ensure shakes. She loves those things. Gave her some pudding with some peaches.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she a couple green beans yesterday. So she's finally starting to eat, and that's part of the when they're that old. You got to eat to recover. If you don't eat, you won't recover. 94, yeah, man. It's the comeback queen, man. It's unbelievable. But shout out to Baptist Beaches. You guys are great, man. You're really taking good care of my mom, and we definitely appreciate it. And by the way, for the record, a massive Jags fan. My mother.
Your mom?
Massive
I love
Jags
that.
fan. Oh, yeah. She loves the Jags. Loved watching me play for the Jags and has always been a fan since day one.
Well, we are glad she is doing better.
Yeah,
and
man.
we've been kind of tracking her progress.
Yeah, we have.
And by the way, Baptist Beaches is where I was when I had my appendectomy.
There you go. See?
I
Full
don't remember
circle,
anything
babe.
about the food, but I'm so glad that it is good. By the way, speaking of the Cardinals, it kind of feels like they're going through almost like a third rebuild in the past 7 years. It is one of those teams that they just can't seem to find the quarterback. Back in 2018, they had Josh Rosen. Then they started over with Cliff Kingsbury the very next year and Kyler Murray.
Right.
And now it's everything you read and hear out of Arizona is that they'll probably be looking to use their top pick as of now. It could be a top 10 pick on a quarterback and move on from Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
Doesn't it show you how important it is to hit on the QB
Oh,
for the
of course.
organization, not just for the team and the fans and all? It's for the organization because it sets you back. And they gave Kyler big money too, right? You know, I think they just kind of figured. Kyler
But they had that
Murray,
weird offset language, remember, about him having to study
yeah,
more?
like had to study more.
He had the video
Yeah,
game
he was
jokes.
playing bees on
Yeah.
Madden.
He
You
was-
know,
yeah,
he's like,
he's
hey, I'm
Call
just
of
gonna
Duty.
watch Madden and figure it out. But look, he's very talented. The guy. Kyler Murray. I mean, he's ultra quick, ultra fast, can whip the ball around, but something's not there. And I don't watch him every week, so I can't say what his problem is. And he's been hurt, And look, credit to Jacoby Brissett. He's been putting up some numbers. He's had some struggles. He's had some good things. If you don't get after him, he's gonna hurt you. But yeah, it's they're in a. They always seem to be, at the bottom, I don't want to say at the bottom, but not near the top. They're at the bottom half year after year after year. The Bidwells, they have a good reputation as owners of the Arizona Cardinals. I mean, it's not like they're known as being cheap or they don't pay their guys or things like that or take
And I've
chances.
heard the stadium's fantastic.
And the stadium, yeah. So I don't know why, again, you got to hit on the right players and the right coach at the right time for it to work.
Yeah, I think when you go back and you look at Kyler Murray's career, and number one, he's only been healthy 3 of his 7 years. He's only played full season 3 of his 7 years. That doesn't account for a lot of success, honestly, if you don't have your starting quarterback for the majority of the time you have them. And that's part of it. His best season was his sophomore season where he had just under 4,000 yards, 3,971 yards, 26 touchdowns, and 12 picks. It was all right. I've honestly never been the biggest Kyler Murray fan. He can do some really good things here and there. I just don't know if I've ever had the faith that he was going to be able to take them anywhere beyond maybe a playoff win if that was in the books. But you go through and it's like a 5-10, 8-8, 9-5, 3-8, 3-5, 8-9, 2-3. I think it's time to start figuring something out. Even if you feel like Kyler healthy can do something, at this point he's proven he can't stay healthy. So especially the last few seasons, 8 games in 2023. Obviously, now he's dealt with injuries all year this year too, and so you need a quarterback that you can rely on. We talk a lot about the being able to be successful on the football field, but if you're not on the football field, you also can't be very successful.
Yeah.
And there's a difference between a quarterback getting hurt because the offensive line can't protect him and a quarterback being hurt because he's not the biggest guy. I mean, he's injury
And that was the
prone.
conversation when they were drafting
It
him.
sure was, and that's why. And his personality was always a little odd too, as far as like, did he want to play baseball? Did he want to play football? Now looking back, maybe he should have
gone to play baseball.
But he's got some money in the bank. I think he'll be all right if he decides to
Physically,
do
he's
that.
really gifted. I mean,
Yeah.
he's got a
He's
great
gifted.
arm. He's ultra athletic. He's short, obviously, but when it comes from a physical ability standpoint, that guy has got some tools. There's no doubt.
Yeah, and we just heard, which I don't know if we talked about that on this show, but Tua Tagovailoa talking about how he couldn't see over his offensive line. He couldn't see Jalen Waddle because the line was too tall. And I was like, first of all, I don't know if you say that out loud at a press conference, but that is some of the conversations they've had about Murray's and Tua's is there's 6'5" men standing in front of you. And I know you're like, find the lanes and you're supposed to throw in, like you're still being able to get around. But there's times where the benefit of those taller quarterbacks, that's when it comes in. And Kyler Murray just unfortunately is only 5'9", 5'10".
Well, look, I mean, you throw it from your shoulder at that height, you're going to get a lot of balls batted. I mean,
down,
look, when Trevor gets his bat, that's where they seem to come from.
Yeah.
The guys that are tall and then throwing it over the top, they don't seem, or they find that lane. But that lane, for the record, the lane's not like, hey, over here, come find me.
Not like on the highway.
You gotta, whoa, no, I gotta go over here. Oh, you just, it's tough as nails to
Bryce
find
Young
that
is
lane.
also shorter,
He is.
and he's starting to have some success in the league, so it is interesting. All right, the drive to the Radiothon begins today for us here at 1010XL. The 18th annual J-Fun Radiothon is right around the corner. It is Wednesday, December 3rd, so we've got some special guests joining us next. Kelly Coughlin-Joyce, CEO of the Tom Coughlin J-Fun, and Jimmy Lovelace, the Chief Experience Officer at Community First Credit Union. That's next, so keep it right here on 1010XL and 2.5 FM.
He's our big hitter.
I'm Jaguars Today's middle linebacker, Tom McManus.
He tackles Jags talk from a middle linebacker's point of view. Fridays on 1010XL. Protected by Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Awaken 180 weight loss. Awaken 180 weight loss. Hacker here, and I recently celebrated a birthday with friends and family, and a lot of photos were taken. And you go on Facebook and you look, and you have those memories of years past on the same day. And I saw pictures of myself from 2 years ago. I couldn't believe it. I absolutely couldn't believe it. That's back when I was over 300 pounds. I mean, I was in a bad spot in life with my weight. And now here we are, my birthday in 2025, down over 100 pounds, keeping the weight off. I look like a completely different human being. I can't tell you how many times I'm told that pretty much on a daily basis by people who haven't seen me in quite some time. Go to awaken180weightloss.com, awaken180weightloss.com. I'm living proof. If you want to drop the weight, Awaken 180 Weight Loss is your answer. 844-346-1800.
Helmets and heels.
From the Greenlaw Group Studios.
Are you 18 years or older, just got married, just got divorced, or have children? Listen up. Have you done your last will and estate planning? If you have questions, call Matt Hinson with the Hinson Law Firm. Reach him at 527-1700, offices Jacksonville, Florida. And don't let the state decide your fate.
Hayes Carline is our special agent. He goes into the locker room to uncover insights about your favorite football team. His mission is to bring it back to you on 1010XL. Special Ops support by Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors.
This is Mike Lynch, PGA golf professional. Take it from me. If you're dealing with an orthopedic issue, talk to the doctors at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, where you're treated like a pro.
This is Dr. Kevin Murphy with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, where athletes are treated like pros. Thanks to all of you who have allowed us to be part of your recovery. Call us at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists if you ever have a need.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Running a small business is tough, so the Florida Small Business Development Center at UNF provides a free business checkup, a personalized analysis that helps you boost profits, your online presence, and increase your company's value. No cost, no strings attached. It's guidance from experts who understand what it takes to succeed in business. Whether you're just starting out or ready to expand, it's time to act. Complete a request for consulting at unf.edu/SBDC.
Mike Dempsey for Apex Roofing and Contracting of Jacksonville Beach. If your roof's got any damage, if it leaks, if it's just old and ugly, call my friends at Apex Roofing. But Mike, roofs are so expensive. It's true, quality roofing is not cheap, but Apex Roofing has up to 100% financing available, so you don't have to compromise quality for budget. Apex Roofing, no shortcuts, no stress, just quality work with financing available. Reach for the peak with Apex Roofing and Contracting in Jacksonville Beach. ApexRoofingFL.com.
Hey folks, Frank Franzi here for Lee & Kate's Glass. Now with the holidays coming, it's time to update that dated-looking bathroom setup and give yourself the gift of a gorgeous new frameless shower with big, sexy glass you spend every morning and night in that bathroom. A new shower enclosure from Lee & Kate's Glass will look fantastic and make your bathroom feel like a luxurious spa. You'll love it. You deserve it. Request a free in-home consultation. Visit leeandkatesglass.com.
You're gonna see a big difference.
Chelsea here, ready to upgrade your windows or patio doors? During Renewal by Anderson's Black Friday sales event, buy now and pay nothing until 2027. That's 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 2 full years. Our Acclaim Impact windows are built for Florida homes, designed to help you save on energy bills while keeping your home comfortable all year round. Restrictions apply. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free in-home design consultation. License number CGC 1527613. Renewal by Anderson, where comfort meets savings.
Interested in a unique date night? Gibby here. I took my wife Nikki to Wick a Candle Bar. She made her own custom candle right there in the store. Shop local at Wick a Candle Bar. Locations in San Marco and Jacks Beach.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Tom McManus, RJ Saunders, I'm Lauren Brooks with you. Taylor Dahl is here as well as we make room for our guest in studio, Jimmy Lovelace, Chief Experience Officer. I'm going to ask you what that means in just a second. And Kelly Coughlin joins the CEO of the Tom Coughlin J Fund. Thank you both for coming in studio with us today.
Great to be here.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Absolutely. All right, so let's start with what exactly a Chief Experience Officer is, Jimmy.
It's an exciting made-up title, right?
Okay.
So really it's Experience Officer side, handles a lot of the member interaction, so all the member-facing pieces of what we do with the credit union. So our branches, our contact centers, and kind of all those really member-touching areas is what most of my experience is, yeah.
This is your second year involved with the hub center, the call center for the Radiothon. Why did you guys get first involved? And you're in for your second year. What would you say to other businesses that maybe want to get involved?
Yeah, well, I think for us it was because I had such a great experience the first go around that we had to do it again. Our staff were elated. So as you may know, our team also volunteers for the event. So the Community First Hope Hub is run by our contact center agents and other staff from the credit union. And even before we got the ask from the staff was, can we please do that again? It was such an incredible experience. And for us, it lines up with what our mission is, which is, to really give back to the community and support the community in efforts like these. And so we are thrilled to be involved for a second year.
Well, we know the phone lines will light up at that Community First call center hub. Kelly, when it comes to the fact that it's the 18th annual Radiothon, that means 18 years of 1010XL partnership, obviously with the J Fund for 18 years. What has the partnership meant to the J Fund?
Oh my gosh, it's incredible. I can't even share to the extent that it has allowed the Tom Coughlin J Fund's work to be amplified really over the years. We've been able, tremendous partners that allow us to get the word out about the work that we're doing to help childhood cancer families, and to have newer companies and friends come on board like Community First to join the effort. It's just, it just continues to grow. So, the J Fund provides financial, emotional, and practical support to local families tackling childhood cancer, and all the listeners in the community that call in that day the on-air hosts who do such a fabulous job of really sharing our message. It spreads the word, and everybody pitches in, and it makes a real impact for our friends and neighbors here in our community.
Jacksonville is such a giving community. I mean, we've been here around the same time, 30 years. I swear, I mean, Radiothon, the J Fund, other, different things out there, they always step up, and they always step up for the J Fund. I see here 115 kids in Jacksonville diagnosed every year.
Every year.
And you guys continue to offer financial, emotional, every kind of support that these families need. So if there are families out there dealing with this, you got to check out tcjfund.org for sure. But tell them more about it, Kelly.
Absolutely. When a family gets the devastating news that their child has cancer, really their world is turned upside down immediately, and life is not the same. Often one parent has to stop working. That's a loss of their income at the same time that expenses are going up. And that's not even to mention all the emotional turmoil that they're in, and, hearing the cancer word associated with their child and wondering how they're going to do whatever they need to do to make sure that their child survives. So really the J Fund steps in, and we provide emergency household support to pay the bills, keep the lights on, keep food on the table, keep the roof over their head. And then we also provide emotional support programs, and our goal really is to let them know that they're not alone. And so, they have a whole community behind them, and it's amazing that you help us here to get the word out to everybody, and they hear it and they know. And so one of my favorite parts of the day with the Radiothon is when the families come in and they share their journey really, and how knowing that they have the support has made an impact for them.
And I think right now, too, it's front-facing because a Jacksonville Jaguars player has just recently gone through this when Josh Hines Allen's son, Wesley, was diagnosed. And we're obviously so grateful that he was able to beat cancer. But I think that brings another layer of awareness to our community. Kelly, when it comes to people donating today, do we want them to go online and donate now, or do we want them to wait until December 3rd?
Oh, we are happy whenever they want to give. They are welcome to give. Absolutely, through our website. But the day of the Radiothon, certainly we want them to tune in and listen and hear what they're helping to make happen. So that's December 3rd, and we're really excited about it. And we're going to have lots of fantastic people answering the phone at the Community First Hope Hub. And so we'll take calls, and we'll also be able to give online that day as well.
Yeah. Well, I know you guys just had a great weekend up at Boston College for the Jay McGillis Day and game. BC not having the best year, but we don't have to talk about that. But
they almost beat Georgia Tech.
They came very close.
Almost.
You know who gave the preseason speech to the team?
Oh,
yeah, I don't think it worked.
Sorry,
I don't think it worked. Back in my day, grit meant something. I don't think it means that now. They're having a tough one, but
might want to, try a different talk next year.
I think I'm going to switch it up. For those of you that don't know, Jay McGillis, former Boston College teammate of mine, and Jay, man, he was a special kid, special football player as well. And when he was diagnosed with leukemia, it affected us all, man. We couldn't believe it. Because he was a kid that never did anything wrong, never did, got in trouble or anything, and he was always, doing the right things. But what have you? It happened, and his story. I remember your dad. Your dad would go to the hospital all the time, and the family seeing him struggle. And Mike Panos, our friend and linebacker mate of mine, he's like, we got to do something. So we did a lift-a-thon, and we raised money by lifting weights, and then it's kind of sparked. Well, let's do something even greater. And here you are, 31 years?
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
In May, it will be our 31st anniversary here in Jacksonville.
I was going to say, that's a special.
It is.
It is, yeah.
We're excited to celebrate that 31. But, yeah, I mean, I think, the experience that my dad and mom had in being firsthand witnesses to what Jay and his family was going through really was the light bulb and the impetus. And that lift-a-thon, I love hearing that story. Apparently you guys raised $50,000 for the McGillis family.
Wow.
And that was, really an inspiration for my dad, knowing that if he ever had the opportunity that he'd want to give back in a similar way, and to do it in Jay's Jay's honor and to create a legacy. And so we've been really blessed with the help of so many people to be able to lift up the families that have a child with cancer while they're, really going through tough times.
Yeah, I know we're looking at $115 for the 115 kids in Jacksonville that will be diagnosed with cancer this year. The link is tcjfund.org/radiothon if you don't want to wait till December 3rd. But December 3rd, you get your phones ready because it lights up like crazy.
We just got to make sure it's credited if they do it during this time right now to our show.
For our show.
Yeah,
That's right. Absolutely.
Just like the lifting and liftathon was a competition, this is also a competition. Jimmy, Community First, the name of the credit union is obviously, I think, something that people can resonate with. This is one of the things that y'all do, but what are some other things that you do in the
Yeah, so a lot. I know with us being celebrating our 90th year here in Jacksonville, so very excited about that. That we've been giving back to the community. We do lots of great things. And it's always got a personal touch for us too. Like we do things like the Stuff the Bus event where we sponsor teachers, and that one hits home for me. My wife's a teacher, so shout out to Duval County teachers.
Yeah,
they're amazing. But stuff like this too, when you see families, anywhere there's families in need. So not only these things that we do, you see the checks that we give out for the School of the Month. We partner with JPEF and others. It's just a really incredible opportunity, and partners like Florida Theater, the Zoo, and others, and the Jacksonville Icemen. So there's a whole lot that we're involved with, and I'm just really excited to be here in Jacksonville and helping make a difference, especially for stuff like this, like the J Fund. What a great story! What a great thing to be a part of.
Yeah, you guys do the day out, nights out. I've seen you at the Iceman games, big section of J Fund families. You really do make these events special for all the kids and families.
Yeah, beyond the financial help, we really try to provide opportunities for patients and families to take a little time out from cancer, to have fun, to connect with one another, and to gain support in other ways. Nobody knows better than someone else that's on the same journey, really what it's like. And so we love opportunities where we can connect them together. We do have some great holiday things coming up where we're having a holiday party. We're also doing a special holiday party for just siblings, a little train ride. We're doing some fun for the caregivers, a night out where we're going to be on one of the boats on the Intercoastal looking at the lights, the night of lights, just to give them sort of a time to take a deep breath and have fun. So yes, certainly that emotional side of connecting with one another, making memories together, and having fun.
So how do you keep it all together, Kel? You're running the J Fund. You got your dad.
Wait a sec.
Giving you green
Got my dad
light,
over my shoulder here.
You're running this big operation. It's emotional. No. How do you keep it all together?
It's a blessing. It really is. I mean, I certainly have moments where I, sort of take a step back, but it really, it puts things in perspective. You think you're having a bad day, and you walk in the hospital, and you see a family. Yesterday I was there, and there was a young couple there with their 3-year-old daughters in the middle of treatment, but they're holding a 2-week-old newborn baby. So they're juggling a newborn baby, a 3-year-old that's going through cancer treatment, and like I said, you just go, oh gosh, my problems are really not problems compared to something like that. So it keeps things in perspective, and it's a blessing really to be able to hopefully lighten some of the burdens for other people.
Yeah. We need a radiothon for Coach Coughlin to get into the Hall of Fame. That's what we see how many votes we can get together. You know what I'm saying? That should be planned down the road.
That would be great.
Yeah. Keep us in mind for that phone bank. We're
there.
Absolutely.
That one would get just as many calls as the radiothon would. Yeah, I love the story of a family that the dad was telling us on air and off air of how he was a listener to 1010XL. He would call in once a year and donate to the J Fund through the radiothon, and then unfortunately got the tragic news that his child was diagnosed with cancer. But because of the communication that we have and the great relationship, he already knew the first phone call he was going to make was to the Tom Coughlin J Fund. And really, I hear from lots of families who they don't even have to reach out to you guys. You kind of meet them where they are, kind of right when they find out the diagnosis.
Yeah. Well, it gives me chills to think about that, really, because that is one thing that we can never measure is this radiothon providing obviously the dollars that come in, but the awareness and getting the word out in the community so that people do know right away where they can get help.
Yeah.
It's important.
What would you say to, and I mean, not that they would hesitate, but what would you say to families that are like, should we not, you know what I mean, call the J Fund? I mean, obviously you're going to tell them to call the J Fund, but just they're probably scared. They're probably a little lost, a little bit, like confused maybe.
I mean, I think one of the important things to know for families, everybody has pride, but this is not.
That's right.
That this is not something that they should shy away from. That we're here to provide help and support so they can focus on their child. And it doesn't matter your socioeconomic level. It doesn't matter the amount that your rent or mortgage payment is. If you are in hardship, financial hardship, because your child has cancer, the J Fund is going to be there for you.
Okay.
And it's not based on meeting a certain criteria.
Good.
And even if they don't need the financial help, there's so many other programs like you were just talking about where families can connect and be with other families who actually understand what they're going through. Because I think it's our automatic response to something that we've never experienced to say, oh, I can't imagine. Well, they don't want to hear that, right? They want to be with people who have walked in their shoes and understand. So even if they don't need the financial help, which obviously a lot of people do, the emotional support and everything and the community.
Yeah, to know that there's a community around them, right? It takes the team. That's what we talk about.
Yeah.
And you guys are part of that team. Community First is part of that team. And
Takes a
so
village.
many in the community.
Well, thank you guys so much for coming in, Jimmy Lovelace, Chief Experience Officer. We've enjoyed your experience here at the radio station.
We are so excited to be partnering with you again on this. The team's excited.
Don't call your CEO next to the CEO.
Yeah, I have the X. I have the X.
Okay, there you see.
Feels kind of cool, right?
There you go. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Sounds pretty cool.
But Sam Inman, our CEO, he's out. Yeah, today would like to express his gratitude for us being partners with the J Fund and for 1010XL and all the love you guys give us. And we can't wait to get here in the third and break this goal, right? And so
there we go.
Help these families.
Kelly Coughlin-Joyce, CEO of the Coughlin J Fund. Do we know what our goal is yet?
I think it's $275,000.
Wow.
Okay, come on.
Right.
Yeah.
We can do
Setting
it.
the bar high.
All right.
You know what?
We
If
need
the
it.
Jags can be 6 and 4. I think we can get the $275,000.
And we all know that prices are high and that inflation and SNAP benefits and the government support being decreased all the time. So the need is great. So
absolutely.
So I think we can get there.
All right.
Yeah, we got this.
Awesome.
You got that right. All right. Well, thank you both again for coming to join us. We will see you on December 3rd. And on the other side, Tom's takeaways await. You're listening to Helmets and Heels on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
From the Queen Law Group Studio.
Helmets and Heels.
The new Ackerman Cancer Center is now open in World Golf Village with state-of-the-art technology that detects cancer fast and accurately. Same-day appointments are available where faster answers meet compassionate care. AckermanCancerCenter.com.
Bring your marketing to the next level with 3D Digital, your local video production and digital marketing agency that specializes in ensuring your brand story is seen, heard, and remembered. Our award-winning team creates professional content that will be launched across multiple platforms to precisely target your audience. Call us at 904-712-4004 or visit 3ddigital.com to define, design, and deliver exceptional results for your business.
Is your home ready for the holidays? Beat the holiday rush and call Zero Res. 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at just $149 and a 4th room free with a canned food donation. Plus $75 off air ducts as well. Book online anytime at ZeroResJacksonville.com.
Hey, 1010XL fans, it's game time, but don't get sidelined from the fun. The JTA Game Day Express is the smartest way to get to the bank on time. It's all sponsored by the Jacksonville Zoo and Gardens. There are 5 convenient pickup locations across the River City, but remember, Game Day Express is cashless. All passes must be purchased through the MyJTA mobile app. Get your $10 pass today. For all of your game day needs, go to myjtafla.com.
Prosser here for Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Football season is finally here, and with that, hopefully comes cooler weather. And if you've been wanting to upgrade your outdoor living space and just haven't pulled the trigger, you should call the experts at Lifetime Enclosures right now. From glass lanais to screened-in enclosures, Lifetime Enclosures and Flooring is the best in the business. Give them a call today. Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Showroom just off Phillips Highway. Tell them Prosser sent you.
So welcome.
Experience Pink Floyd.
To the machine.
Floyd.
Breathe.
Nation.
Breathe in the air.
November 21st at Florida Theater. Floyd Nation.
Don't be afraid to care. I don't need no arms around me.
Floyd Nation. sensation. Experience Pink Floyd. Tickets on sale now at floridatheater.com.
Hey guys, Taylor Doll here of Helmets and Heels. The Chick-fil-A Peppermint Chip Milkshake is a holiday tradition that's back for another season. Hand-spun the old-fashioned way, this festive peppermint-flavored milkshake is made with Chick-fil-A ice cream, dessert, and features chips of crunchy peppermint bark. It's minty, merry, and topped with whipped cream and a cherry when served in stores. Order it in the Chick-fil-A app today.
Remember your first magnificent cigar? Yeah, neither do we. But here's your chance to make the next great memory with an extraordinary A.J. Fernandez cigar. Join us at Tobacco Cove, 3849 Bay Meadows Road on November 22nd from 1 to 4 p.m. for outstanding food, awesome prizes, and incredible deals on A.J. Fernandez cigars. Tobacco Cove, 3849 Bay Meadows Road. It's more than a cigar store, it's an experience.
The wait is over. Sunday, December 7th, your Jacksonville Jaguars return to Everbank Stadium for a massive division showdown against the Indianapolis Colts. This is more than just a game. It's a statement. The Jags are back home and ready to turn up the heat in their iconic Prowler throwbacks. Kickoff is 1 p.m., so pack the bank and make it loud. Secure your seats now at Jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000. We'll see you at the bank.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Thanks again to Kelly and Jimmy for coming in. I almost said Jerry because I'm looking at tcjfund.org/radiothon. That is the website to go to, and we certainly appreciate our friends at the J Fund for coming in, and also Community First Credit Union for once again sponsoring the Community First Hope Hub Call Center.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I mean, look, it's near and dear to my heart, to a lot of us here at 1010XL, absolutely. And it's just a great thing. It's a great look. If you can give $1, $5, whatever, much as you can, as little as you can, it all helps. These families, look, thankful I have 3 healthy daughters. People that go through it, your heart breaks for them. You just the feeling you obviously our children, they're so near and dear to us. The gifts, and you feel so helpless if you can't help them, but. God bless all those families, and that's why the J Fund steps in, and they really offer you that emotional support. They help the caregivers. Mm-hmm. They give them time off. They just do some really great things, and all in honor of my former teammate, and all because of Coach Coughlin and his wife Judy. God bless her, and God rest her soul, and everything that Kelly and the team does, and everybody that joins them in the community. I mean, it's really a special thing for Jacksonville.
It is,
and
they
how
have
many families they've helped.
They have a great team that works at the J Fund. Obviously, great relationships with Nemours and Wilsons, and they also have a ton of volunteers. My mom and some of her best friends are volunteers, and so we certainly appreciate all that the volunteers do to put on the great events that they have as well. All right, time now for Tom's takeaways.
Now,
Okay, it's go time.
Tommy's takeaways. Jacked up by J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling. Call 506-1256 for your free estimate today. We are here for you. Veteran owned and operated.
My takeaway today is centered around Shedeur Sanders and all the craziness that is going on. I think it was First Take. Is that Stephen A?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. They were yelling back and forth. Even my Kelsey came in from working out. She's like,
why are they screaming?
Dad, why are they screaming at each other? Like, they pretty much are. Just what's fair, what's not fair. Why didn't he get first-team reps? Why didn't he get more time? Yada, yada, yada. Well, guess what? He's got the start this week. Mm-hmm. He's starting against the Vegas Raiders. And here's his chance to at least show that he can do something. I've never had a dog in the fight with Shedeur. Look, I know, look, he is the son of one of the greatest players of all time. I mean, that comes with stuff. I don't know what good, bad, indifferent. It just comes with a lot of weight, and he's gone through some things and up and down and whatnot, on and off the field. Obviously, the draft, but whatever. Here you are with an opportunity to show that you can play. And, the Browns, they're a bunch. I mean, I don't know Jimmy Haslam. I think he's more involved with his mafia stuff than he is with the National Football League. But he should concentrate more on his team because he's got one hell of a defense if they can figure it out on offense. But my point of my takeaway today is Shedeur, this is your shot, man. This is your shot, and it may not last more than a game. You just never know how it's going to go. But all you can do is prepare. All you can do is put all the noise beside you and give it your best bet. I don't care if they win or not, but look, I'm always pulling for an underdog, and it feels like he's kind of an underdog. And I hope he gets it together and shows, that he is capable of running an offense in the National Football League. That's my takeaway today, brought to you by our good friends at J-Dog, Junk Removal and Hauling.
Yeah, Shedeur is came in the most recent game for Dylan Gabriel. who had
struggled.
The concussion, and so now Shedeur, like you said, gets the start. But yeah, he was 4 of 16, no touchdowns, 1 interception. And as most people know, that's not good enough in the NFL. But maybe with a full week of taking the first team reps, that'll change things.
Well, and that was the uproar. How come he didn't get any first team reps? And you're sitting there going, okay, like how many do you think he's going to get, even if he got any? 3? I mean, they don't give the backups that.
you're not doing
quarterback.
that.
They're not gonna. You're not gonna just give him more reps. You might let him have a few here and there, but you got to get your starter ready, and then him on his own has got to get ready just to be available. And it didn't go well, but look, so what? He's not the first rookie to come off the bench and struggle.
Yeah.
So let's see what he can do with a week of prep. We'll see.
Yeah, I think that the storyline with that is because of the name. If the name wasn't what it is, the story wouldn't be nearly as big. It also that he went to the Browns, and the way that the Browns have been with quarterbacks. We've talked about Arizona having quarterback issues. The Browns have had a billion times what Arizona has dealt with. And in addition, you talk about all the quarterbacks they had on their roster this summer when it comes to, obviously, Kenny Pickett, Dylan Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders, Deshaun Watson. It was just like
Joe
Flacco. 5 quarterbacks they had on that roster. And now they're talking about having to start Shedeur and things that they don't. Now they're talking about also, by the way, if they have a top pick, picking another quarterback. And, that's the world that the Browns live in. So I do think at some point, I think Shedeur deserves a chance. Dylan Gabriel didn't look good. It is what it is. Flacco's not on your team anymore. Kenny Pickett's not on your team anymore.
Right.
They probably wish Flacco was on their team because he definitely would have been a little better than what they've seen. Yeah. But I do. This is your shot, and I think if you want to prove people wrong, then this is what it takes to do that. I do think that he's going to be held as a high standard. He could come in this weekend and complete, let's say, Trevor Lawrence numbers from this last week, 14 of 23 or whatever it was, and 175 yards, a touchdown and a pick, and people are going to say he's a bust and he sucks, and that's what's going to happen.
He's a 5th-round pick, though, so good. Yeah, that'd be pretty
that's
good
what I'm
for
saying,
that.
but that's what it's going to be because of
what
his
you're
name
saying.
and because the Browns and because of all of the hype around it. So it's really going to take something phenomenal for people to really give him a chance right now. But the Browns offense has been terrible with whoever's been at quarterback right now, so I kind of feel bad for him.
Maybe he can run around and make some plays. You know, who knows? And look, there was a lot of hype. I mean, he got his jersey retired at Colorado. Like, seriously?
Immediately.
For what? You know, he didn't really do anything there other than have a lot of hype that went with him. You know, so, I mean, to get retired, I could see Travis Hunter get retired. His jersey, but not Shedeur Sanders, but
Weren't
what
they
have you.
retired together?
They did. They were a package deal. I will say this. I think, at least from what I've seen him in front of the podium, I think he handles himself pretty well. You know, like he didn't want, from what you hear, like I didn't want my dad coming to camp. I didn't want all this extra. So I just want to go to camp and let me work and let me see how it goes and that type of thing. So, it's not like, look, hype is sometimes, warranted and you want it and you back it up and you thrive in it. And sometimes hype, you're like, I don't want that. I want to prove myself first and then maybe.
It's like Arch Manning.
Yeah, for sure. Too much expectation.
Yeah, I think for Shedeur, there's just more to it. It's not just because his dad is a Hall of Fame player in the NFL. I think it's also because there were all those reports that he didn't interview well at the Combine and he didn't seem to have an attitude that really lent itself to teams wanting to select him high, and that's why he, kept dropping. Other people said he also just doesn't have the talent.
Yeah.
And Travis Hunter made Shedeur Sanders look really good as far as when he played.
He dropped for a reason. I mean, he dropped. 5th round. He wouldn't expect to go in the 5th round.
Right. But the Browns also didn't help themselves by drafting Dylan Gabriel and then turning around and drafting Shedeur Sanders and all of the craziness that comes with him. But look, I think it will be fun to see because it's not like Vegas is a stellar team. Like, yes, I understand the Jags barely beat them, but in overtime. But this isn't like a world-beating team. So if the Browns are successful at all, maybe that's is the spark
some
that they
sort
need.
of little spark. Yeah.
But yeah, they've only won 2 games so far this year.
Man, Myles Garrett, those 15 sacks going to waste. Can you believe he's got 15 already?
That's on him.
Jeez. Yeah, it's true. He
Had
took
he
the money.
stuck to his guns, he could have been traded away, and maybe he'd be on
Settle
a
for the
better
money.
team. You got that right. All right, Taylor's Tangent is on the other side, as well as some free lunch. You're listening to Helmets and Heels on 1010XL, 92.5 FM.
He's down on the ground. He is down. A freak injury can wreck a football team and affect their championship dreams.
Wait, you're telling me I'm about to lose my number one wide receiver?
Listen for the personal injury attorneys Farrah and Farrah Injury Update.
Jacksonville.
On 1010XL.
Jacksonville, Hickens calling it. Checkmate Coating, my MVP. Tough, slick floors that dominate any space.
Checkmate Coatings. Your floor's missing piece.
Helmets and Heels.
From the Green Law Group Studios.
Now, the Florida Gator Report on 1010XL. Brought to you by San Jose Collision.
Despite a great first-half effort in Saturday night's game against Ole Miss, the Gators were held scoreless in the second and struggled on defense to make it a 34-24 loss to the Rebels. They'll welcome Tennessee to the Swamp Saturday night at 7:30. Gators basketball improved to 3-1, beating Miami 82-63 Sunday night. Next up is Merrimack Friday at 7.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On November 19, 2019, LeBron James recorded 25 points, 11 rebounds, and 10 assists, becoming the first player with a triple-double against all 30 NBA franchises.
Introducing the Jag Stack at Firehouse Subs. So bold, it's named after the home team. Stacked with honey ham, smoked turkey, roast beef, provolone, fresh veggies, and the new Duval drizzle sauce. For a limited time at your local Firehouse Subs, there's only one hottest sub in Duval.
Hi, folks. It's Frank Frangie. Did you know that individuals over age 60 have great results on Awaken 180? See how you could drop weight and get off your medications in just 3 months with Awaken 180's Golden Program. Visit awaken180weightloss.com.
When plumbing problems strike, don't settle for just any plumber. Make the superior choice with Superior Plumbing and Pipeline. We don't just fix leaks, we fix them right. With honesty, fair pricing, and innovative solutions that can save you thousands. From camera inspections of your pipes to trenchless pipelining that repairs cast iron pipes without tearing up your yard. We go way beyond the drip and clog at Superior Plumbing and Pipeline. No gimmicks, no upsells, just superior service every time. Make the superior choice. Learn more at superiorplumbingjacks.com.
Our son Eric's a Division I collegiate baseball pitcher who is having shoulder pain. We took him to Southeast Orthopedic Specialists and are confident that he's now on the road to recovery. This is Beth Anderson, and we love the care Eric receives at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Sports fans, this is David Garrard here. And if you're suffering from orthopedic soreness, make an appointment at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, where everyone is treated like a pro.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Hey, David again here with Royal Pest Services. It's that time of year when rodents start making their way into our homes. Layson, tell them what they need to get in.
A quarter-size hole.
That's right. That's all they need. Hey, tell them where to go for a free attic and exterior inspection.
Visit RoyalPestServices.com.
Attention skilled electricians. Are you undervalued at your current company? Time to step up to the bigger projects and better opportunities. Join the team at Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering not just a job, but an experienced, top-notch pay, unbeatable benefits, and the best working environments in the business. Please join the team that values your skills and rewards your hard work. Elevate your career to new heights. Apply today at millercareers.com, an equal opportunity employer.
If you're tired of weekend projects turning into weekend disasters, you're not alone. Building a fence isn't as easy as it looks. And let's face it, your neighbor still hasn't fixed his lopsided masterpiece. But Superior Fence and Rail makes it easy. Highly trained professionals, top quality materials, and a fence you'll love for years to come. Skip the stress and call the pros today.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
We know exactly what you're not thinking about right now. Wiper blades. But now that you are, take a moment to think about how Rain-X is the #1 brand of wiper blades in America. Why? Because Rain-X thinks about wiper blades all the time. We obsess, so you don't have to. Simply install our blades and then think about literally anything else. So choose Rain-X, America's #1 wiper blades. And then go back to not thinking about wiper blades. Rain-X. Outsmart the elements.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
Come over here, sit next to me. We can see where things go naturally.
To the all, Tom McManus, RJ Saunders. I'm Lauren Brooks with you on this beautiful Wednesday afternoon. And right now, Taylor has a tangent.
Now, Taylor's Tangent, served up by Chick-fil-A on 1010XL.
So I saw something, well, I guess heard something very interesting, and I wanted to look further into it to see how accurate it was. So obviously this year, the Commanders not having the season, I kind of guessed they would have that a back to reality type of thing. A lot of it is Jaden just hasn't been able to stay healthy, but even when he's been playing, it hasn't been nearly as good as he was playing last year. But when he has been out, it's been Marcus Mariota. And interesting thing with Mariota, though. So his last 3 starts that he's had, which he started against the Chiefs, then Jaden came back for one game, then he had the Lions and the Dolphins game. The Commanders versus Chiefs game, Marcus Mariota threw for 213 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 picks. His final pass of the game was an interception. Commanders versus Lions, Mariota threw for 213 yards, 2 touchdowns, and no picks. He hit that 213 mark with a touchdown pass to the tight end for 4 yards. That got him to that number. Got sacked on the 2-point conversion, so nothing out of that. Then they ran the ball the last 3 times on their final possession. Commanders versus Dolphins. Marcus Mariota threw for 213 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. And the overtime game ended with his first throw was an interception. And so 3 straight starts, he's had 213 yards exactly in 3 straight games.
That's
like, what are the
wild.
chances
In 2 different countries.
Yeah,
like,
right.
What are the chances of that happening? And how each one ended with something crazy, too, to where you're not getting 1 more yard.
That is surprising.
An interception, a sack on a 2-point conversion, and then another interception in overtime.
Who was the, coming out of college, who was the other number one? It was him and another, was it Carson Palmer?
Jameis Winston.
Was it Jameis? It was that. There was those 2?
Yeah, Carson
I
Palmer
remember.
would have been older.
Okay. Yeah, I get the ages mixed up.
Yeah, the years start to run together.
Listen, he's had a decent career. I mean, overall, he's more of a runner than a thrower, but
Yeah.
Washington
I mean,
has
he's stayed
struggled,
having
man.
a job, I guess. Like, if you're not going to be a starter, being one of the guys that can get paid to come in and play every now and then is your best choice, I guess, or your best option. Some of those backup we've talked about a Chase Daniel, for example, and how much he's made compared to the passes he's thrown, and sometimes that's ideal. It was just wild to me to see that because the likeliness of throwing exactly 213 yards for even 2 games, 3 games back to back. Well, I guess there was a break in between the 2. It's just insane to me. So when I saw that number, I saw someone talking about it, and I was like, "There's no way." So then I went and looked in the numbers and was looking how each game started, and it was almost like the world was like, "You only get 213. Like there's no more than that."
Yeah, it's too bad Jake got hurt. I mean, look, he was having a little bit of a, and I don't want to say slump. He was under fire, man. They sacked him a bunch in I think only 5 games that he was playing. Look, he's got to obviously get healthy. They need help on that offensive line. But you thought their defense would be better, but it's one of those things. Amazing how you could be a playoff team one year and then they kind of figure you out and they figure out the quarterback maybe a little bit, and then certain things don't go your way or stay healthy or what have you, and next thing you know, you're 3-8 or 3-7, whatever they are right now, and looking up, that's probably not going to end well, at least for this year, and they'll have to regroup, and Dan Quinn will have to come up with something.
Yeah, I was looking at the playoff odds for all 32 teams earlier today. The Commanders have a 2.4% chance of making the
What were they
playoff.
going in, though? Going into the season?
I think
they were
supposed to
be
win
pretty well.
the division.
Yeah, that does not surprise me one bit. By the way, a few teams have a 0% chance to make the playoffs. The Cleveland Browns, the aforementioned Cleveland Browns, the New Orleans Saints, the New York Giants, the New York Jets, the Tennessee Titans. That should sound like 2 of the teams, actually 3 of the teams on the Jags schedule. The Jags play the Titans twice. And then the team this Sunday, the Arizona Cardinals, have a 1% chance to make the playoffs. So you got to make hay while the sun shines.
Oh, yeah. Win those ones.
Yeah, really got to listen. I mean, again, every game's that important, but beat Arizona, man. Cement that that last week wasn't just a bad day for the Chargers.
You know how good Victory Monday feels, boys?
Yeah.
Let's
back
repeat
it
that.
up.
Let's repeat that a few times.
Yeah, back it up, man. Just start with the Cardinals and, show that last week wasn't just an outlier, like it wasn't just a one-off.
And you're in his head for whatever, Justin Herbert's head for whatever reason. You don't want that to be the storyline of just like, oh, the Jags just have Justin Herbert and that's all it was. You want to everything that they did, and that's what I was saying a little bit of yesterday when it comes to all of the things that we've been asking them to do throughout the whole season consistently. When we're talking about running the ball, when we're talking about the red zone, when you're talking about the offensive line, when you're talking about pass rush, all of those things kind of came together in one game. So you're really hoping that they can all link together and like the puzzle starts to become complete, even with injuries happening. Like you're banged up right now and you're able to do that. So let some of that continue and you can win some football games down the stretch.
And again, like I was saying earlier, just looking at Arizona, I think we can run the ball on them, which is going to be, I think, continued to be a big part of our offense. And their O-line is they're leaky. You know, they give up a lot of hits to the QB, and obviously you're not dealing with a guy that's going to motor around like Kyler Murray. Jacoby's he can move a little bit. I mean, if you give him space, he's going to do something, nothing crazy, but he'll get your first down if he has to. But he's going to stand in that pocket and whip the ball around. And if you don't get to him, he'll get his yards. He'll get his touchdowns. He'll throw a pick or two. He normally does that. But overall, man, if you let him sit back there like we've seen in the past, not last week. Last week you harassed the quarterback. Harass this quarterback as well. And our O-line, look, you're up for a task too. Calais Campbell playing some really good football. Josh Sweat has 9 sacks. So, like, they're not the greatest. Don't get me wrong. When you look at their team stats,
19 total.
Yeah, they're okay. Overall, I think they give about 24 points a game, 22 points a game they give up, something like that.
They've given up 44 back-to-back weeks, so that doesn't help the median. And look, the Jags have a 3-game win streak from earlier this season, so it's not like they've been up, down, up, down. It just feels like it because
lately they have
been the last 2 weeks.
Down, up, down.
By the way, Demetrius Harvey of the Times-Union posted this earlier on X. Did not see Trayvon Walker or Yasir Abdullah at Jaguars practice today, so not great as far as that's concerned. Obviously, for Trayvon, we saw him come out of the game with a knee injury, but he did re-enter. But the one positive thing I'll take away from that is that Baishal Tutin must have been at practice today.
Yeah,
so we know he was on the sideline with his helmet on. It looked like he was ready to go back in with that ankle injury, but hopefully that is good news. All right, we've got lunch to give away.
We do. Free lunch to Chick-fil-A. Give us a call at 641-1010. Let's say caller number 2. You get free lunch to Chick-fil-A.
There you have it. What is Jacoby Brissett saying this week ahead of the Jaguars games? We'll let you hear from him. You're listening to Helmets and Heels on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
The Jaguars prowl in the Valley of the Sun. One team flies, the other bites. Stuck up on cactus juice, it's a duel in the desert. Jaguars, Cardinals. Sunday at 1 on the home of the Jaguars. 1010XL.
Hey, fellow Floridians. We're the Wobbles.
We're retirees with 5 grandkids.
And huge fans of natural gas. When the kiddos visit from Ohio, we go through towels like pool water. That's why we love our natural gas dryer. It dries in a jiff.
So we use less energy and save money, too.
Yep.
Now earn up to a $300 cashback rebate when you install a new energy-efficient natural gas dryer. To learn more, go to peoplesgas.com/rebates.
Hey, I know how awful it is to get injured out there, especially if it's because of someone's negligence. Hey, this is Tommy Mack. If you get injured out there, there's only one number to call. It's Pound Law. That's all. Slip and fall, car wreck, wrongful death. It doesn't matter. Morgan & Morgan handles it all. They're the largest in the country. 100 offices, over 1,000 attorneys, $20 billion recovered for 500,000 clients. Now, that's the kind of team that I want. If you get hurt from someone else's wrongdoing, check out Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Helmets and Heels.
Backed by Green Law Group.
For the insured.
Fighting for you.
Expert Automotive on St. John's Bluff Road has some of the highest Google reviews in Jax for a reason. Expert Auto never sells greed, only what you need. All makes and models are serviced at Expert Automotive. This month, get an alignment inspection for only $19.99. Expert Auto does major engine and transmission repair and simple maintenance. All services done at Expert Auto by our ASC certified training technicians. Call today, 374-3373, and ask about $50 off any service. Expert Automotive. We never sell greed, only what you need.
What does Johnny O know best? O knows Jacksonville football.
Okay, say, oh my.
Wednesdays from 10 to noon on Jaguars Today. Served by Twin Peaks, home of the 29-degree draft on 1010XL.
Come to Monahan Jewelers' 48th annual holiday sale now with up to 30% off on GIA certified diamonds and up to 40% off our entire store. Certified diamonds, gemstones, engagement rings, diamond studs, designer brands. We're not a big box store. We're your local family jeweler with an amazing hand-picked inventory for every budget. And with interest-free financing, enjoy beautiful jewelry with a low monthly payment. Support your local family jeweler this Christmas with up to 40% off our entire inventory. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach open 7 days a week in December.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Football season is all about hanging at home and watching the big ball games. Well, if your AC and heating unit is letting you down and keeping those electric bills sky high, think about getting a new energy-efficient AC unit from Florida Home AC. They've got great deals on replacements plus rebates and incentives to make it more affordable. Call Florida Home AC at 777-4300 and get their expert staff to take a look. Football season is all about fun and playing for the win. Make sure you have the winning team on your side with Florida Home AC.
Hey everybody, it's Mike Dempsey, and I only like to recommend the best, which is why I'm proud to say that I chose Pella Windows and Doors for my own home. And now's a great time to upgrade your home with 0% financing for 60 months. That's 5 years of interest-free payments on the best windows and doors in the business. Don't wait. Schedule a free consultation at PellaJacks.com or visit their showroom on Phillips Highway just north of Bay Meadows. For quality you can trust and savings you can't miss, that's Pella Windows and Doors.
With the sun setting earlier, Hidden Hills Golf Club has expanded our Twilight Specials, so you can take advantage of our afternoon rates and get your round in before dark. Book today at hiddenhillsgc.com and enjoy this beautiful fall weather.
Keeping kids active is a full-time job for parents, so let I-9 Sports help. They've got winter and spring registration open right now for kids all over the First Coast to enjoy their favorite sports. Log on to i9sports.com and don't miss out on the upcoming seasons. Enter 1010 in the promo code.
Truth Teller here, and I've solved all of your holiday problems and stress. A gift card from the Blue Crab Crab House. Get this, you buy a $50 gift card, and you get an additional $15 card for free. It's that simple, and as always at the Blue Crab Crab House, the best crabs in Jacksonville, oysters and seafood, period. Blue Crab Crab House, open every day except for Monday off of San Jose on Jewington Creek Road.
I'm Max Fink with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Local Sports Update brought to you by Southern Oak Insurance. The Orlando Magic defeated Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors 121-113 last night as they improved their record to 8-7 on the season. The Florida Gators basketball team next takes the floor Friday night at 7 to play Merrimack, and the football team will host Tennessee Saturday night at 7:30. It's 82 degrees at 3:01. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Tom McManus, Taylor Dahl, RJ Saunders. I'm Lauren Brooks with you. RJ, you told us you're feeling under the weather. This is like the second time in a couple weeks, so I need to buy you some orange juice.
I probably need to take some orange juice. Okay. I also probably need to start looking at my last will and testament. I think this is getting closer and closer to the end for me.
Oh no, we got to work on that immune system.
Chew on vitamin C, man.
I have some emergency packets if you need.
Emergency orange juice. Also,
I love
Taylor's. I do too. Taylor's go-to is beef bone broth.
It's awesome. It helps everything because it helps inflammation. It helps. There's so many things, and it's also good. So it just kind of feels like you're sipping on some soup.
Because it is soup.
I like soup. I like a lot of soup.
Yeah.
Bone broth, though, huh? To make you feel better.
It does.
All I know is when you chew on vitamin C, like the 1,000 milligrams, you get 2 or 3 a day. Do it. Just my tip for health today. How about
my
that?
Tip for health.
I like it. We'll get that sponsored. All right. Arizona Cardinals quarterback Jacoby Brissett met with the media following their loss to the Niners. Of course, the Jags play the Cardinals in Arizona this Sunday. I feel like a very different sentiment coming out of that Cardinals locker room than the Jaguars locker room this past Sunday.
Yeah, man. It's the we lost, man. It's not a good feeling.
Is this a record that at some point you'll look back on and appreciate, or not at all because of the circumstances?
Man, I'll throw for 3 yards and win right now. Like, that's how I genuinely feel that way.
And the reason, of course, he's asked about the record, he threw 47. Well, he had 47 completions. He threw the ball 57 times for 452 yards, 2 touchdowns, but also 2 interceptions. I wanted to play that because we talk so much about the statistics for each quarterback in the NFL and the elite ones and the ones in the middle of the pack and the below average ones. And obviously, everyone has a different opinion on Trevor Lawrence. But that to me is a great sentiment by Brissett. I don't care if I only throw for 3 yards as long as we win. And when you've only won 3 games on the season, we know this around here. It really starts to wear on you.
Yeah.
And you don't care about your own stats and 47 completions and breaking a record. You care about that victory Monday feeling that you're chasing so hard.
Yeah, I'm not sure most quarterbacks want to throw the ball 57 times. Like, I feel like you want to have a team that can run the ball and do other things where you're not having to force those throws and make those things happen. And that's what I've always been. I've hated the yard conversation. I always have. I don't care if you throw for 500 yards, 400 yards a game. I truly don't care because we've seen games like this where someone can have 500 yards and you're not winning the game. It doesn't matter if you're not scoring. We saw, Trevor Lawrence, the Jags win this last week. He didn't surpass 200 passing yards. Matthew Stafford whooped up on this team throwing for under 200 passing yards. I feel like sometimes, obviously, you talk about fourth quarter and garbage time or if you are down and you have to throw a lot, like some of those things factor into the yardage. But I've never been huge on this quarterback had 4,500 yards this year. To me, that doesn't matter if you're not throwing touchdowns and not turning the ball over. So I do think that there's so many people get wrapped up in that yardage number, and it doesn't matter as much now, I think, as maybe it used to. I think also a big point, and I talked about this a few weeks ago, people are starting way closer to that because of the new kickoff rule and because of the way that all of the different sorts of what the NFL looks like now, they're starting way closer to a lot of times too. So you don't even have to go nearly as far. So you're not having to throw the ball as much as you used to. So I get it. And I think you do. We've been to the point where you're just like, can you just win a game? You just need some sort of breath of fresh air. And they beat Dallas a few weeks ago, which is honestly kind of crazy. So you've got that, but then that wasn't with Jacoby. Obviously, Kyler was in for that game.
That was with Jacoby.
Oh, it was. I thought that was the game he was out.
I looked at it earlier and I was like, wow, I can't believe.
No, I don't think. Oh, maybe it was. Yeah, it was. And so that's great. So you had that moment. And so I think that probably sucked too because you have the moment of beating the Cowboys and you're like, oh, this is great. We can do this. And then you get put 40 on you in back-to-back games.
Yeah, listen, against San Fran, he wasn't harassed like he's been. He did throw for a couple picks and a couple touchdowns, but he's got 10 touchdowns to 3 picks. Jacoby does. Got a 98.1 rating, passer rating. He's doing his part. You can't give up 44 and win. That's pretty challenging unless you're going to score 45.
And that's the thing. That's when you throw for a lot of yards is when your defense isn't doing its job and both teams have a ton of possessions.
Absolutely. Yeah, and yards for me, I agree because, sometimes yards come when you got a lead and they're playing off coverage and they play a shell and they're going to keep everything like a prevent. So what? You can go on a prevent defense with no rush. You can go right down the field and get 100 yards, 80 yards like that.
It's what Tom Brady used to do is he would just pick apart defenses, take what they gave him, kind of dink and dunk down the field, but yet those possessions would always end in points, which is important because obviously Brady is a guy that wanted to be able to control the game and things like that. And he wasn't going to rush the football. We know that.
Oh, yeah. Well, and that's what, if you go back and you look at that Niners game, and this is why when people are saying, don't be the box score person that only looks at the box score and doesn't watch the game, because you would kind of feel like, oh, maybe Arizona won this game, or at least it wasn't 41-22, because Arizona was 6 for 14 on third downs. San Fran was only 3 for 9. Neither fourth down efficient, neither went for that. Arizona ran 71 plays. San Fran only ran 52. Arizona had 488 total yards. San Fran only had 281.
Right.
It was just with that 452 passing yards to 186. So all those numbers, yards per pass was more, 7.9 to 6.9. You talk about rushing, they only had 36 rushing yards. That's probably what it was. They weren't sacked at all. Those numbers are that's a recipe for a win, you feel like, but it's not if your defense is allowing 41 points to the opposing team.
No doubt. At the end of the day, the most important stat is points that you put up and points you don't give up. So, listen, again, if I expect us to play like we did on Sunday with that kind of energy, that kind of fire, with that kind of physicality. And if not, and if we don't, well, then we have a chance to lose this game. They got enough players to beat you. It's not like, again, I say it every week. If you don't come ready and prepared, you can get beat.
Yeah.
They're professional football players, and they're ready to beat your ass if you let them. You know, I don't think Jonah Williams is that great of a tackle. He struggled in Cincinnati. He struggles overall. Their O-line struggles overall. But you got to do the job. I mean, remember when 2 weeks ago against Houston, you know, Josh Hines-Allen's supposed to kill Essery. He didn't at all. Like, he didn't even get by him hardly. So you don't know if what's going to happen. We're hoping that last week is what they duplicate.
Yeah.
And then that they show it this Sunday. Because, look, the travel, whatever, it's a later game, so that should be okay. But at the end of the day, you got to come ready to play. And we had one penalty. Compared to all the other, I mean, think about that. That is ultra focused and ultra disciplined. So can we carry that forward and have that kind of, you know, performance by our Jaguars? Because that's what it's going to take moving forward.
Well, and you want their offensive linemen to be afraid, right? Like that, I think the game plan should be that these edge rushers, these interior defensive linemen are making the other team's offensive linemen false start. Or have to double team guys, right? Like they know that they are pinning their ears back, and that's certainly a huge part of it is getting those the opposition into third and long, and keeping yourselves out of third and long. Like staying ahead of schedule, obviously, is how this team this past week was able to score 35 points. Was staying ahead of schedule, but if you can make their offensive linemen start to get a little nervous early in the game,
their heads early,
then I think yes, you can see another performance like the Jags defense had this year.
Well, and I was about to say the penalties too, because that was the big storyline of this one. Yeah. The Niners had one penalty and the Cardinals had 17.
That's
so
right.
130 yards. And so the Jags have had the moments on the 130 yard. I think they had the 112 yard penalty game this season. They've had several or close to that. They've had ones where it's not good. And so which game are you getting? Are you going to get the one penalty game like last week, or some of the other ones where you're constantly going backwards? And that's where I think it's hard to tell right now what the Jags are, because you've seen both of those, and so you're hoping that it's the last week, and you're hoping that those things continue, because that's the recipe for the wins. Don't get penalized. You know Arizona it's been an issue for them, so let them constantly go backwards and kill the momentum, and you continue to what you did last week, playing physical and good penalty-free football.
Well, thinking going into last week's game, we thought our O-line was going to get obliterated by their pass rush because they had the numbers. And we shut them down. You know what I mean? Like that can happen to any team at any given time if you're not ready. So I think Liam will have them ready. The big question is what? So we know how they handle defeat because they come back stronger than ever, right? They've done it throughout the year.
Yeah.
How do they handle success? They haven't, right? They don't. The next game, it doesn't feel like they're really.
I mean, they won 3 in a row earlier in the year.
Earlier in the year, but that was then, and this is now. That don't even count anymore.
Been the last
that's
month
like
and
a
a
different
half.
team, per se, not totally. But I know what you're saying. They're capable of it, but they haven't shown that in a long time. So, but maybe this is now. Maybe they're like, hey, let's go back. Let's get another 3-win run.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe we can stack these together. And then when you start to look, you should feel it now. We're 6-4. We know if we play some good football, maybe not our best, but some really good football that maybe it's not even the cleanest, but it's clean enough, we can win most games that we're going to play. Right? So we know that. We've seen it. We've done it. We've watched it. And now we got to do that again and again and again. And when you start stacking those wins, let me tell you, the swagger comes in. And then you want to practice more. You want to practice harder. You're lifting more. You're doing everything more because you see the victory. And then you're like, man, it's awesome. And maybe the coach is giving you Monday and Tuesday and off till Wednesday. You know what I mean? You're like, man, we keep winning. We keep getting, it's just creatures of habit kind of thing. So can they get into that kind of momentum? And if they do, I mean, sky's the limit. I mean, it really is.
It's like making risotto. I don't cook, but for people that I know that cook risotto, it's that labor-intensive meal. It takes forever. You have to stir it constantly.
Stir the pot.
Right. But after several hours, you get one of the most amazing, delicious meals. Creamy, melty, and delicious, right? And so it's worth all that effort. And then when it is that good, you look forward to making it that next time. And that's what I had in my head when you were talking about when to practice harder, lift more is risotto.
The best performers, sports or otherwise, what do? They learn from their victories. They learn learn from their defeats. They wrap it all together, and then they move forward with what they've learned.
They're never
right?
complacent. That's
No, right,
the key.
yeah.
The
Yeah,
Tiger
yeah,
Woods
absolutely.
and
Don't
Tom
wanna get
Brady's
there.
never complacent. All right, Lauren's Lane is on the other side. Anna, let you hear from Liam Coen from earlier today. You're listening to Helmets and Heels on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Bone crunching, field flipping, game-changing plays. After the game, catch the superior fence and rail defensive player of the game on 1010XL.
Welcome to the bundle event. Entering now our undisputed tag team champions, the mid-size SUV and the mid-century modern. Together with a State Farm agent, this auto and home duo are a powerful force of savings, service, and customizable coverage. Now, let's get ready to bundle.
Call State Farm agent Ramey Ellaboo in Jacksonville at 904-309-9077.
Availability and amount of discounts and savings vary by state.
Lauren Brooks here with over 1,800 five-star Google reviews. It was a no-brainer to have Closets by Design help us get organized at home. They can do the same thing for you as they create custom storage for every space, lifestyle, and budget. From closets to garages to laundry rooms and more. Closets by Design did such a good job at our house, we've had family use them because they will transform clutter into seamless organization. So call today to schedule your free in-home consultation before the holidays and get 40% off plus an extra 15% off with free installation. 18-month financing is available, so call them today, 904-878-9393, or visit them online, closetsbydesign.com.
Remember your first magnificent cigar? Yeah, neither do we. But here's your chance to make the next great memory with an extraordinary A.J. Fernandez cigar. Join us at Tobacco Cove, 3849 Bay Meadows Road on November 22nd from 1 to 4 p.m. for outstanding food, awesome prizes, and incredible deals on A.J. Fernandez cigars. Tobacco Cove, 3849 Bay Meadows Road. It's more than a cigar store, it's an experience.
Helmets and Heels, provided by Green Law Group.
Your favorite band live, first chord hits. That's a thrill. But for the accident attorneys at Farah and Farah, what thrill beats them all?
It's the thrill of the win. I've been there when the worry is real, when the bills pile up, when the pain doesn't quit, and getting the call that says, "We came through for you." That's huge. It's about seeing that weight lift, helping folks walk out better than when they walked in. Yeah, we're built for that.
Call Farah and Farah, Jacksonville.
He talks, he listens, he tells stories only a coach could know.
So you can learn more about the science of quarterbacking.
Denny Thompson is the quarterback whisperer, tuned up by Tyson Sound and Security and George Moore Chevrolet. Friday mornings on 1010XL.
Looking to elevate your game night experience? Look no further than Best Bet. We're not just a card room, we're your destination for excitement, fun, and big wins. Whether you're a seasoned player or new to the game, we have something for everyone. Join us at Best Bet Jacksonville, Orange Park, or St. Augustine for thrilling tournaments, exciting promotions, and a vibrant atmosphere that will take your game night to the next level. Elevate your game night at Best Bet. Visit bestbetjacks.com to learn more. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Rick Ballou for Coy Dental. That's right, Carlson Dental is now Coy Dental. Dr. Lee has been practicing there for 9 years, has purchased the company. The Coy Dental team still has the same great dentist and staff. And remember, if you get nervous visiting a dentist, don't. There's never a problem at Coy Dental with light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation for all your restorative needs. Coy Dental, located in Bartram Park.
Bueller.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Jason, I called you about the ductwork in my attic this summer, and you totally blew me off.
I did.
My airflow is too low and my bills are too high.
I know.
There's stains on my ceiling tiles and sweating around the vents, and the mice have chewed so many holes in the ducts, I think they're getting more AC than I am.
I know.
Then how could you let me suffer all summer, Jason?
Because summer is the one time of year I just can't send my technician into someone's steaming hot attic. They'd kill me. Ductwork is hot, cramped work at the best of times. Lucky for you, those best of times are in November.
You mean like now?
Bueller Air and Plumbing can repair your old, damaged, or just plain sketchy ductwork right now when it's not too hot and not too cold.
And none of your technicians will kill you.
It's a win-win.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
We're going to talk about football here in a second, but American football update when it comes to the Florida Gators job. And no, I do not have Lane Kiffin news. According to Zach Albaverdi, who joins us all the time from Gators Online, he said Florida is set to meet with Tulane head coach John Sumrall about the job. I am not going to tell you that means Lane Kiffin is out of it. I obviously have no idea. Everyone that I talk to believes Lane Kiffin is still in the running for the job, but certainly I think it is smart of Scott Strickland to talk to multiple people in case Lane Kiffin decides either he wants to stay at Ole Miss, he wants to go to LSU, he wants to do whatever else he wants to do, but not take your job.
Yeah, and it's saying, hey, it's not Kiffin or bust. You know, maybe out there in the world of Gator fans, you know, like, and people.
Right.
But we can't show that. I mean, we got to show that, hey, this is a job that a lot of people are going to want. It's still a prestigious job. We got all the resources in place to win a championship, you know, so you're not the only guy. You know, deep down they may be like, man, I really hope he's coming. Like, you know, but you can't show that face. You got to make sure that, and that your back's covered if he turns you down, if he does something else. So, yeah, I would definitely keep it open for now. You mentioned Jed Fish. I didn't know he went to Florida. It seems like I wonder why he's not getting more love. You'd think he would get more love. Has he been well at Washington?
He's done well at Washington, but he's bounced around a lot. And I think there's also not a recent tie to the Southeast. And so people want someone who's been coaching in the Southeastern Conference, recruiting in the Southeastern Conference. That's why you've heard so much Eli Drinkwitz mentioned. Yeah. Even though Jeff Brom is ACC, not SEC, and that name obviously has been linked as well. But yeah, I mean, I guess I'm one of the few Gator fans that isn't going to have my heart crushed and shattered if it's not Lane Kiffin. I like Lane Kiffin. I think he's come a long way from when I used to not like him whatsoever many, many years ago when he would jump ship. I think he's learned a lot. I think anyone who loses their parents probably goes through a lot of introspection and self-searching, and then having his family all together is cool. His ex-wife moved to Oxford. His brother and his kids live there, right? So there's a lot of growth that's happened. And I like him as a play caller. I like him as a recruiter. Like, I like a lot about Lane Kiffin. But I can't be convinced right now that the moment that he comes to Florida, they're going to start winning national championships. It's going to be better than what Florida's had. Don't get me wrong. But I don't think it's like Lane Kiffin or Florida's never going to win another title. They may not win another title for a long time. But I guess for me, I don't put him on this pedestal that he's so far above some other coaches.
Yeah, I was telling you guys on break that Cole Thompson of SEC Unfiltered told me about Pat Summerall. It actually was not.
John
it was,
Summerall, but yeah.
John Summerall, sorry. And it was Tyler Fornes, who we've had him on our show. He covers the draft very heavily, but he also covers Gator football now too. And he went to Florida also. And so he was the one who told me about him. And I was like, I don't know. I feel like Florida fans would freak out because it was like, it almost feels like the Billy Napier again.
Sure.
And
from the state of Louisiana.
Yeah. And so I'm like, I don't know how well that would go over. And he may be a great coach, but I just think because the hire would feel a little underwhelming, and especially going back to back with the Billy hire, I just don't know how well that would sit with the fan base right away. I mean, if you start winning, that changes things, but I think a lot are looking for a Lane or one of these bigger name guys just because it feels like that's the spark that you may need in a more recognizable name. That's what people
And you
talk
want someone
about.
that's coached to this level. That again, that's the whole Billy Napier thing. Like, no one realized his play calling was this bad until he got to this level.
I feel
It was
like
a Sun Belt, didn't it?
You know,
Sun Belt Billy.
Yeah, today's day and age too, with social media, with fans, with media, I think a name gets linked, and then all of a sudden everybody's in on like, oh, it's Lane, it's Lane, it's Lane. And
well,
then
it was Lane last year.
Like
that's the
all
other
this,
problem.
You know, who's the? I mean, even with Liam Coen, nobody knew Liam Coen. And then all of a sudden he's a cat. Everyone's like, oh, yes, Liam, he's the greatest. It's kind of a crapshoot, to be honest with you. You don't know what they're going to be like till you get them into your organization.
Yeah.
It's like a player. They're going to interview great. They're going to look good on tape. They're going to test great. And they could be great in all aspects. And guess what? You don't know what kind of player or person you're getting until you get them in the building and get them involved.
If they've never been a head coach before, you don't know. But, like, we all knew Mike Vrabel, maybe not right away, although the Patriots are winning now. We knew that the Patriots would be good under Mike Vrabel. I believed the Broncos at some point
But
will
he's
be
a
good
proven
under Sean
coach.
Payton. Right, that's what I'm saying.
more
It's those
proven than the
first-year head
guys I
coaches
mentioned.
that's when I think you're running a bigger risk, like the Panthers hiring Dave Canales. And the Bucs fans didn't want Liam Coen to go. They were all in favor of firing
I'm just
their
saying
head coach.
that it
to keep
wasn't
him,
like nobody really knew who he was around here.
and then his
until you
initial
did.
press conference with Duval certainly didn't help, but that's not who his personality is whatsoever.
No, not at all.
Like,
I wonder who told him to act like that. Like he should have.
I think he
was
just got
nervous.
nervous. Yeah, but
he's a little goofy. He is. He does have a little bit of goofiness to him, but he can turn it. Yeah,
But I think he's more
What a
street
fighter.
Yeah.
I think I bet you he's been in a few beefs.
I think so too.
Yeah, it feels like he
I don't
has.
think he's like fantasy football, and not that there's anything wrong with the
Yeah,
fantasy
yeah.
football people, but like people who'd rather cheer for their fantasy football team than like
Than their
watch
team.
the
Yeah.
game
Yeah.
or whatever. That's what I'm putting that in the category of. But
like a Mike McDaniel.
Yeah, and I also don't know Liam that well yet, right? Like I watched every press conference, but
Yeah.
that doesn't mean I'm hanging out with he and his wife and
Yeah.
his family. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. I feel like the evolution of his personality too. Well, I shouldn't say personality. I think we know his
We're
personality
seeing
at this
it.
point in time.
We're
but the
seeing it.
evolution of how he is as a coach, once he gets years under his belt.
Mm-hmm.
But he's obviously at 6-4. He's done a phenomenal job in his first year.
The best coaches are the real ones, not the ones that put on an
Sure.
act. And he seems real as they
But I
can
thought
get.
Doug Peterson was quote unquote genuine and real too.
I think he is. I think they had the wrong players for him. Again, you got to feed that coach with the right players. I mean, Liam Coen is, what is he? He's like an F-bombing. I want to kick your ass. He's in their face. He's screaming. Not everybody likes that, but they got a group of guys that like it, and they're responding to it.
yeah.
Well, you can see it. Like they're responding to that style. So a lot goes into it. I mean, we all think, like, look, for Doug Peterson didn't forget how to coach. He's a Super Bowl winning coach. He's a very good coach. But the match wasn't there. The match with the players,
Him and
with the
Trevor
locker
definitely
room,
didn't
with
have
the GM. The GM hamstrung this team. I mean, he
Yeah.
did. Now, granted, it's turning out like it's going to be all right. But at the same time, I mean, he was giving extensions to guys that was questionable. Like maybe you don't do that yet. But nonetheless, that was then, and this is now, and they are moving forward. And they get a lot of. They deserve to be commended for being 6-4, no doubt about it.
Yeah, I'd say Dan Mullen and Doug Peterson, I link them kind of together in the sense of everything that you heard was kind of the checking out, right? Like, I worked really hard at the beginning and then
It just fizzled.
It just, yeah.
That was the same thing Philly said about Doug. I remember the Reddit columns of give it year 3 and he's going to be a totally different coach because that's what
Well, they went
happens.
to the
He starts to
playoffs
check off.
2 years after the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
with
they
him.
did, he did something right. But look, again, it wasn't a fit for whatever reason, and it looks like it's a good fit with
Yeah,
Liam
that was
Coen.
the Cody Parkey double doink. That's how they ended up winning that game.
You got that right. All right, speaking of good fits, time now for Lauren's Lane.
Now, Lauren's Lane, driven by Mazda at the Avenues. This is luxury. This is Mazda at the Avenues.
A good fit is the United States men's national team's new head coach, Mauricio Pochettino. The first goal last night in the United States' defeat of Uruguay. That game was a 5-1 final. Sounded like this.
Maybe just a little bit, but it might have made a difference here. Berhalter this time goes short to Dest. Berhalter threads it in! United States lead! Stunning from Sebastian Berhalter!
Does the last name Berhalter familiar to
What
y'all?
a way to get your first international goal!
Okay, so yeah, that was his first international goal. So remember yesterday I told you the United States lost to Uruguay 16 months ago and the head coach Greg Berhalter was fired?
Oh, yeah.
That's his son, Sebastian Berhalter, who
Oh.
got the first goal.
Nice.
Again, his
That's cool,
first
though.
international goal. But yeah, it's come along. This team has come a long way, and they still have some players that didn't play last night as it's still going through the friendlies. The United States is
Like
obviously...
they just rest them?
They are, so they play internationally, and so you have to work it out with those teams as to whether or not they're going to play in
And
the
which games
friendlies.
they can, gotcha.
And so, yeah, the guys that play in like the Premier League, for instance, are not on this team, like a Christian Pulisic, who we've talked about, but there's some other ones too. But it was 4-1 at the half. I don't know the last time I watched a game where the United States was... I didn't look at the odds, but I would imagine they probably were an underdog to Uruguay because of how Uruguay's been a World Cup qualifier for the last few years or last few World Cups, and the United States hasn't been.
not been.
But it was 4-1 at the half, and then the Uruguay team got a red card. And then the United States scored one more goal.
Again.
But the lone goal for Uruguay, if you like soccer whatsoever, just watch the goal. It's a bicycle kick. Do you know what a bicycle kick is, Tom?
I've seen Pele, yeah.
Yes,
Of course
okay.
I know the bicycle kick, yeah.
They were showing it on ESPN this morning.
It was a
Jacob
ridiculous
was like, this goal
goal.
was insane.
It was. It was really cool for them. But yeah, I was just really proud of the United States team to be able to bounce back. And we now know 42 of the 48 teams that will qualify for the World Cup next year. I could go through them all, but y'all don't care, so I will not. But of course, Canada, Mexico, and the United States, they are hosts. And so it was a really fun game to watch last night.
Yeah, normally the men don't do very well, right? It's the women.
It's been a while.
Yeah. Good for them.
So is this, they are trying to qualify the U.S. or they already are?
They
do
are
already.
automatic qualifiers because they're hosts.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so United States definitely in, same with Mexico, same
All right,
with Canada.
maybe a dumb question, but does
dumb
Fulham
questions.
have a chance to be in the World Cup?
No, Fulham's not a country.
Oh, they're in a league.
That's a-
It's a
that's a
World Cup.
team.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
I got you.
yeah.
I got you.
So-
it has nothing to do with leagues.
Right.
Just countries.
Countries.
Kind of like the Olympics.
It's exactly like that, except,
Okay.
yeah, it's the World
And
Cup.
then they play in the Olympics?
Yes.
Soccer?
Yes.
Same teams?
For the most part, yeah. Yeah, but
They have a World Cup and the okay.
but typically they care a little bit more. I think
About the
they care
World
more
Cup?
about the World Cup
Okay.
than they. But some of them certainly do care about the Olympics. But for instance, like Curacao and Haiti and Panama are teams that are
Been to
in
Curacao.
countries that are in the World Cup for 2026, which I think is cool because
That
those
is, yeah.
countries are pretty small. But yeah, 2026 World Cup. I'm already gonna make sure that y'all are fully informed,
Can't wait.
We'll know.
fully prepared.
We'll know everything by then.
And by the way, the last time the World Cup happened in Qatar in 2022, there were only 32 teams. So
Hey,
again,
here's a
48.
They
now.
expanded it.
Is it Qatar or Qatar? Is that what you're going to ask next?
Can you bend it like Beckham?
Can I? No.
Yeah. Could you back in the day?
No, not really.
So what
I
do you
was
gotta
a
hit it at the
defensive
top?
player. No, it's more
'Cause
about
you spin it, right?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
spin it. Which the first goal, that Sebastian Berhalter goal, go back and watch that. He bent it
does.
like Beckham.
Oh, and nobody headed it in. It just went
no,
in the goal.
yeah, we did have two headers last night to
Okay,
score goals,
okay.
but his Berhalter's just curved right in and hit that like,
Wow,
upper
that's
90 of the
pretty
net.
cool.
It was cool. But no, I was never that gifted offensively. I was a much better defensive player, unfortunately for me. But yeah, it's a very strategic way
Yeah,
to
yeah,
obviously
yeah.
kick the ball, and you learn. You want to make sure your chest is over the ball. Otherwise, that's when you see it like just goes way over the
Goes
net and things
flying.
like that. Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, sky's high. But there you have it. There's your
Soccer
update.
report
We'll
brought
get
to you
there.
by
Yeah,
Morpheus.
you got that right.
All
All right. I want to let you hear from Liam Coen after we cool down. On the other side, you're listening to Helmets and Heels on 1010X on 92.5 FM.
1010XL brings the swamp to the first coast.
Guns it for the end zone. Intercepted!
Rocky Top makes a stop in the swamp.
Touchdown Gators!
Florida, Tennessee, Saturday at 7:30 on Jacksonville's home of Florida Gators football. 1010XL.
I'm Frank Franzi, and I've been telling you how proud I am of my daughter Amber, who's lost so much weight on Awaken 180. But it's been a while now, so I wonder if it's something she can maintain. So I sort of asked her, how's it going?
So far, so good, Dad. But you're right, it has been a while. But that's the beauty of the Awaken 180 plan. There's so much variety in the food choices, you don't get bored.
You look great. Do you feel better?
I feel so much better. And I know it's because of the weight loss and how it's changed my lifestyle. So there's no chance I won't sustain it.
Well, what about over the holidays? Look, you grew up in our home, and you know we love the holidays.
Oh, I still plan on enjoying the holidays. I just plan on doing it by eating right. And I've already had the conversation with my coach. She understands the challenges of the holidays, and she's guided so many folks just like me through this. We've already made a plan.
So take my kid's word for it. Awaken 180 works. It's sustainable, even over the holidays. So change your life by calling 844-346-1800 or visit awaken180weightloss.com.
Helmets and Heels. Fought for you by Green Law Group on 1010XL.
Frank Frangie here. The holidays are kicking off early at Nimnik Chevrolet. Right now, save up to 20% off a new Silverado or get financing rates as low as 0% on models, including Silverado, Equinox, and Trailblazer during the Red Tag Sales event. Unlike most dealerships, Nimnik Chevrolet has the largest inventory on the ground, ready for you to explore. With their extensive selection, you're sure to find the perfect truck or SUV at Nimnik. So head to Nimnik today. Who's got more vehicles at the best prices? Nobody but Nimnik. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
Lauren Brooks here for Hello Smooth. They had their biggest event of the year earlier today, but don't worry, they are open until 6 p.m., so you can still get there in St. John's at Hello Smooth Med Spa to get their best sales, or you can get the sales online until midnight. Hello Smooth Med Spa is the best in the business when it comes to laser hair removal, Botox, skin rejuvenation, and so much more. The event earlier today was absolutely fantastic. So many people, women and men, were there to grab gifts for loved ones or to just treat themselves. So if you want more information, visit them online. Check out hellosmooth.com, or you can find Hello Smooth on all your social media platforms.
Interested in a unique date night? Gibby here. I took my wife Nikki to Wick a Candle Bar. She made her own custom candle right there in the store. Shop local at Wick a Candle Bar. Locations in San Marco and Jacks Beach.
Frank Frangie here for South State Bank. South State has helped our businesses and charity grow and thrive. Whether you're expanding your operations, managing cash flow, or planning for the future, South State Bank offers forward-thinking, tailored solutions to meet your unique business needs. With expert guidance and best-in-class service, South State is here to help you move your business forward. Visit southstatebank.com or stop by your local branch today. Let South State become your partner in taking your business to the next level. That's South State Bank, member FDIC.
Are you 18 years or older, just got married, just got divorced, or have children? Listen up. Have you done your last will and estate planning? If you have questions, call Matt Hinson with the Hinson Law Firm. Reach him at 527-1700, offices Jacksonville, Florida. And don't let the state decide your fate.
My son had a meniscus surgery a couple years ago. When it's smooth as silk, Dr. Kevin Murphy did it. Was playing tennis in 2 weeks. This is Patrick Malarkey, and I highly recommend
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
David Garrard here. I've had the PRP treatment from Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, and my knees are really doing well. Platelet-rich plasma treatment may be the answer for whatever is hurting you.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Tired of plumbers trying to sell you instead of help you? At Superior Plumbing and Pipeline, we do things differently. We hire real plumbers, not salesmen, and we never pay commission. That means no upselling, no pressure, and no unnecessary repairs. Just honest, expert work at a fair price. So the next time you need a plumber you can trust, make the superior choice and call Superior Plumbing and Pipelining, where quality comes first and honesty is standard. Superior Plumbing and Pipelining. No commissions, just solutions. Learn more at SuperiorPlumbingJacks.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
Now the cool down with Donovan Air, Electric and Plumbing, keeping Jack's cool since '87.
I want to cool down with a little note on something we were talking about earlier, and that is the sacks that Jacoby Brissett, well, I guess the Cardinals in general, have taken this season, and it's a pretty high number. So I saw a breakdown of what every quarterback in the NFL this year has done under pressure. And so they break it in between three things: sacked, scramble, and pass, and then their EPA per drop back with all of those things involved. And so when you talk about the worst in the NFL right now when it comes to taking sacks when they are under pressure is Cam Ward at a 28%. Behind that, actually, Lamar Jackson's having a bad season with that at 26% after last year having only 5%. Some of that is just the line's been beat up and there's a lot of other things happening. Kyler Murray, though, right behind that with 24%. And it's gone a little better with Jacoby Brissett. His is at 18 compared to that 24 with Kyler Murray since he's taken over that quarterback job, and Trevor Lawrence also is at 18%. Some of the lowest in the leagues are more so. Dak Prescott's really good this year with it at only 11%. Caleb Williams is doing really good at 12%. Michael Penix at 12%. Matthew Stafford at 11%. And Jordan Love at 12% are some of the best. So I think that is still something you can take advantage of, though, because that team in general has, under pressure, has taken a lot of sacks.
Where's Trevor in that?
Trevor's at 18%.
18%. That means instead of throwing the ball away.
He's taking sacks on 18% of the time he's under pressure, and then 12% scramble, 70% throw. He is in the bottom 10 of EPA per drop back when he's under pressure.
Okay. Interesting. I mean, look, I that EPA stuff throws me off. The estimated points, right? Average, whatever it is. It's a new stat. It feels like all the time. Expected points, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like above average or something like that.
Right.
So it's like what you're expected, like the expectation of that play. They break down all the things that are happening in a play and the expectation of what should happen in that play compared to what actually happens. So in this, obviously, sack is going to be a negative thing. The scrambles and the passes are going to be positive things.
Yeah.
And
well, I guess Jacoby, I mean, look, he's not trying to extend anything because he can't. I would think Kyler does, right? He's trying to extend his play.
And I'm sure because his scramble percent is 18% compared to Jacoby's 8%. So Kyler moves a lot more.
Yeah. Well,
and Kyler has a top 15 EPA per dropback, and Jacoby Brissett, Trevor Lawrence, I said, is 10th, and then Jacoby Brissett is 10th worst is Trevor Lawrence, and then 12th worst is Jacoby Brissett.
So expected, but what if they don't meet expectations? What is that? Then what is that expected even?
Then they get benched.
No, I'm just asking.
That's where the negative. That's where the negative comes in. So it's like a skew percent between. It's like a -1 to a 1, and that's how they scale it. So like a 1 is you're doing the possible best that you can in the situations under pressure. The best at that is Patrick Mahomes, Dak Prescott, and Baker Mayfield right now. The worst at that is Jake Browning, Joe Flacco, and Cam Ward right now. So then there's the scale of everybody else in between.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, you can see the bottom. I mean, Flacco's, not going nowhere, and then a rookie, he probably. Or no,
Cam Ward has the
Flacco
highest
probably
sack
hangs on because he's got an arm. He probably believes in that arm.
Yeah, 87% pass. But those passes haven't led to much is the problem, is what they're pretty much saying.
Yeah.
That is true.
Is Burrow back this week?
Not yet. They are saying he was back on the 11-on-11 today is what I heard. And Flacco did not practice, so we'll see what that looks like. Yeah.
Unbelievable. I think Joe's done after this year. What do you think?
I mean, he probably expected to hold a clipboard for part of the season this year with the the way that the
that
Browns
line
had all
like
those
how about
quarterbacks.
fix their offensive line after a year whatever he's in now.
Yeah, but I would have. I mean, I'm sure he expected I'll start the first few of the games for the Browns and then I'll get benched for one of the young guys. And then I'll just hang on. And then now it's like, well, now I have to actually
play all year.
Like, guys, this was not my plan. I hurt. By the way, we were just talking soccer a little bit earlier. I wanted to clarify for the Olympic teams, the players have to be under 23. So this year, I think that means born in 2002 or after or whatever. But they have to be under the age of 23. But for the women's Olympic teams, there is no age restriction. I wanted to clarify that. But we also have some tickets to give away.
We do have tickets. And side note too, because 0070 on the text line brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures, who mentioned the under 23 in the Olympics, also said they're allowed one player over 23 on the roster.
Interesting.
So
I
very
clearly
interesting
don't pay,
tactics.
nearly as much attention to the Olympics as I do the World Cup.
But we do have a giveaway. RJ?
I have a family 4-pack of tickets to Sporting Jax's upcoming match versus Fort Lauderdale United on Saturday at 7:30 at Hodges Stadium. 641-1010. Be caller number 1, and I'll hook you up.
Yeah, remember last soccer game at Hodges Stadium, UNF was winning the ASUN championship. So it's got good memories for people here
good
in
vibes
Jacksonville. That's right. Good vibes is correct. All right, Liam Coen met with the media earlier today, and he said his team has set a new standard for themselves after that big win against the Chargers this past Sunday.
When you play like as we played on Sunday, there's a new standard now in terms of that's what it looks like when we prepare the way we did and got ourselves into the mindset mentality to go play that way, and performed obviously cleaner, right? It was obviously the physicality and all that I really appreciated and we want every week, but it was just cleaner in a lot of ways in all three phases, and so. That is the standard, and we all kind of owe it to each other in that room to uphold that standard moving forward in terms of the way that we go about our business, prepare, and ultimately play. So that's the thing about coaching and playing in the National Football League with long seasons. It's the teams that can maintain that sustained success and consistency throughout a number of weeks and give yourself a chance.
Liam coached in college, obviously at Kentucky. They only have 2 more games, college football teams do.
You got a while left here, and hopefully a while left.
Well,
but I love that because I do think he set a higher standard because you showed last week against the Chargers that against a good team. We talked about how good that defense was at creating pressure and the line, whatever, being beat up. But Justin Herbert was being talked about as being one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL this season. They have weapons. Like, everything was mapping out to this is a good team. And if you beat this good team, then you are categorized in that same area. Then you're 6-4 now. And so you can do that. You can play a game where you're only getting 1, 2 penalties. You don't have to get 6, 7, 8, 9 penalties. You can run the ball consistently. Trevor, you don't have to make a ton of errors when it comes to a lot of different things. Maybe that's saying we're only going to throw the ball 18 times compared to 40 something, and that's fine. Like, whatever ends up working. Yeah. But they showed this last week that you can play a full game of football, and granted, maybe the first half was a little slower, but they still were moving the ball, and there was good things happening. You showed now that you can be that football team. And so I like that you're raising the standard. Don't go back to what you were 2 weeks ago and say this is the outlier. This should be what the team you are moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, we just seen what kind of difference they are on offense and defense if they played that way. I mean, he can call whatever he wants. A standard is you do it over and over and over and over and over and over again, and then it's instilled, and everybody knows that's the standard. Obviously, that's what you want to get at. And if they put back, they can get there this year, man. I mean, if you can back it up with what you just did on Sunday, or at least close to it, and can carry that forward week in and week out, then, yeah, you are establishing a standard. One game ain't going to do it for me. I want to see it again, and I want to see it again, and I want to see it again. And if we get to that, we've got a shot, like I've been saying, we got a shot to be pretty darn dangerous, especially in the AFC. And we got to keep up. Look, Indy's, they're doing their thing. I mean, Houston's a game out, right? They're 5-5. We're 6-4. So we got to stay ahead of that.
Yep.
And
hopefully they lose tomorrow night, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we of course want them to lose, and we want Indy to lose too. I know I do. I want to take down I want the whole thing. I don't want a taste. I want the whole thing. So. But again, a lot of football left to be played, and if they do focus and put that kind of work in and that confidence, the swag, it'll all come together. The quarterback has to be more consistent. He was very good in the second half. He wasn't that good in the first half. The defense was great in the first half. The O-line was great in the first half, and the running game was very good in the first half too. So let's get it all together, limit the penalties, go out there and just win. Find a way to win. I don't care how you win. You know what I mean? On the road, it doesn't matter how you win. Just find a way to win and bring home that W, and then you're 7-4. Man, you're feeling pretty darn good going into the following week.
All right, we've mentioned this guy a couple of times. Calais Campbell does play for the Cardinals. He's starting, which is just incredible. And here is Liam Coen on the respect he has for Calais.
He was one of our game wreckers this morning in both defense and in special teams for the career block, extra points and field goals. So, but he is playing at a very high level. He utilizes that swim move at 6'8", and that can be hard on guards and interior offensive linemen, and then his strain through the down in terms of in the known passing situations, but also where he's extremely effective is batting balls down as well. So if he doesn't get maybe an edge in the rush, well, he's going to stop, and that's a brick wall there, So we've got to really make sure we're accounting for him, knowing his strengths, and be able to attack some of the weaknesses there and get his hands down, especially in the pass game.
That swim move at 6'8".
Oh, yeah.
He's a big guy.
Put Brenton Strange on him. He threw him out of the club last time he was in Jacksonville,
That's
if you
true,
remember.
yeah.
Calais got very upset over that play, but he's a force. I mean, look, he's we've got Eric. Eric's playing pretty well, but Calais, man, he is they're about the same in sacks, 5 to 5.5. Armstead's got 5 and a hook, but at his age is still doing it. He's second in the team in sacks with 5. Sweat's got 9. Yep. He's got 5, and he's doing it. But overall, that defense, we should have some success. They're not very good at stopping the run. They're not very good on third down. We're getting a little bit better, so hopefully we can continue that and really pound that rock. And I'd like to see them stop us. I don't think they're going to be able to.
All right, one segment to go here on Helmets and Heels on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Helmets and Heels.
Backed by Queen Law Group on 1010XL.
This holiday season, let Bono's Catering do the cooking so you can enjoy more time with family and friends. Frank Frangie here. Bono's has been serving Jacksonville's best barbecue for 75 years. Holiday catering's available with full smoked turkeys, country hams, and all the fixings. Be sure to order online at bonosbarbecue.com or call 904-332-7427. Plus, you could give the gift of Bono's Barbecue. Buy a $25 gift card and get an additional $5 gift card in-store or online. Remember, if you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
Lauren Brooks here for Terminix. When pests invade your home or business, you don't just need them out. You need them out as fast as possible, and you need to keep them out. At Terminix, they will show up for you and eliminate pests quicker, just like they did at our house, because they care about what matters most to you. When pests show up, so does Terminix. Don't live with a pest problem. Terminix it. Visit Terminix.com today to schedule your free inspection online. That's TERMINIX.com.
Here's hoping for a raise the roof football season. And here's knowing Next Gen Roofing is up for any job. Game day or storm season, you need a team you can trust. And you know what? You don't need a glitzy roofing company. No shortcuts, no gimmicks, no nonsense. Solid roofs at competitive prices and a commitment to the First Coast community. Right now, save up to $300 on your next roof replacement. When you need a roof, you need Next Gen Roofing. Team with you, it's a win every time.
Been in a car crash? I'm local attorney Rick Alexander, and I've made it our mission at the Alexander Law Practice to listen to you so I can fight for the best possible result for you. I've been practicing over 30 years, and our team focuses on guiding you through the entire process. And because fees and reimbursement costs come out at the end of the case, I will never ask you to come out of pocket. For a free review, call 904-400-6600 or log on to alexanderlawpractice.com, Jacksonville.
Hey, Hicken here for Zero Res. It's Thanksgiving time, man. But listen, don't deal with the toughest gravy, cranberry sauce, or pumpkin pie disasters. Let the cleaning freaks do it. Get back to clean. 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at $149. A 4th room free with a canned food donation. Ideally, a full bag of cans, not just 1 or 2. Also, take $75 off your air duct cleaning. Call my friend Zero Res right now, 28757, or go online at zeroresjacksonville.com and say you want the 1010 special. Zero Res, spelled backwards and forwards. It spells the same.
Bring your marketing to the next level with 3D Digital, your local video production and digital marketing agency that specializes in ensuring your brand story is seen, heard, and remembered. Our award-winning team creates professional content that will be launched across multiple platforms to precisely target your audience. Call us at 904-712-4004 or visit 3ddigital.com to define, design, and deliver exceptional results for your business.
This is Jeff Middlecoff with Cogent Bank. My associate Ryan Salem and I joined Cogent Bank because we wanted to revolutionize the mortgage business, just like Cogent Bank has revolutionized the banking business. So Ryan Salem and I are able to leverage the power and stability of Cogent Bank to go out and find our clients the best investors, the best products, and the best rates in the entire country for your particular mortgage loan. Of course, you don't have to be a customer at Cogent Bank to take advantage of our mortgage services to buy or refinance your home. We offer jumbo loans, VA, FHA, conventional, and investment loans. At Cogent Bank, we offer mortgages nationwide, so we can help you with a second home or help a family member who lives or is moving to another state. Call Ryan Salem or myself, Jeff Middlecoff, at Cogent Bank today, 904-442-9191, to see how we can help you with any of your mortgage loan needs, whatever or wherever they may be.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, Cogent Bank, NMLS ID 402296, Ryan Salem, NMLS ID 1182429, Jeff Middlecoff, NMLS ID 249086.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Taylor Dahl, Tom McManus, RJ Saunders, I'm Lauren Brooks with you. Time now for today's Terminix Pest of the Day, as always brought to you by our friends at Terminix. You can find them online at Terminix.com. That's TERMINIX.com. They take care of Everbank Stadium, VyStar Ballpark, VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena, and all of your favorite event venues around town, including our house. They do such a fantastic job. They'll make sure you have no ant issues, any wasp issues, any sort of termites. Obviously, you don't want those, so make sure you contact Terminix. So the people that robbed Shedeur Sanders' house while he was playing in his NFL debut, you're the pest of the day.
No
I think
doubt.
that's an easy one. We know that this has happened to a lot of professional athletes over the last few years. And it just sucks because you shouldn't have to worry about something like that.
No.
You should be focused on your actual job and not have to worry if your home gets burglarized. And so I do think it's important for people to not leak the information of where professional athletes live.
Yeah. I remember that being a story this offseason because they leaked where Travis Hunter had bought the house and then he came to the press conference and was like, no, I didn't. And people are like, why is this happening? And I'm like, because people don't want you to know where they live.
No.
Like, I don't want people to know where I live. Nobody wants somebody to just be able to be like, oh, let me show up at their house, whether it be burglarized or just creeping. Like, there's stalkers out there for different people. There's crazy people, who even knows. Nobody wants you to just have access to their address whenever and promote it on a website for the local news. Like, why is that even a storyline? It's so odd to me that people do that. But yeah, there has been several. I know. So just going through the list: AJ Brown, Tua Tagovailoa, Peyton Barber, Carson Beck. They all had obviously stuff broken into while they were not at home.
They're saying it's an organized unit too. Like, it's not just some random people that.
There was a group that I
across the
said they
country.
said it was like the same. Yeah. They all work together.
Yikes. All right, let's ask Hayes his address.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnik. Nimnik Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnik Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
John Summerall. Gators are talking to him. How do you feel?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a ploy. I think it's one of two things would be my guy. He's not going to be the coach, even if the Kiffin thing falls through. So why are they doing this, and why are they leaking? I think it's probably a Florida coming from Florida because of who's breaking it. It's their beat guys. So I would think it's one of two things. Either it's some gamesmanship on, all right, Lane, and probably more to Sexton. Like, if you're gonna have LSU in play, then we're going to also talk to other candidates. I also think this is what my instinct tells me this is. It's probably Florida kind of doing Kiffin's camp a little bit of help, because right now, like, everybody's perceiving the Florida search as it's over. They're just waiting on Kiffin to announce it. And so by leaking it, that you're talking to other candidates, that might take the temperature down a bit for Kiffin. I mean, he couldn't even get through his SEC teleconference today. It's just gotten brutal. I can only imagine the pressure cooker that he's under there. So I think Florida creating the illusion that they're still talking to people, the job is still open, that might help take some of the pressure off of what Kiffin is feeling. I still think it's Kiffin. If it isn't Kiffin, it's not going to be Summerall. So I wouldn't worry about it if you're Gators fans. But it definitely an interesting development.
But Scott Strickland loves coaches from Louisiana.
I don't know how much Lane cares about the pressure. I feel like you go on Pat McAfee, you tweet all day long. Like, I think he likes it. Like,
he didn't like it today.
Today he was aggravated.
I mean, it was 10 minutes on the SEC teleconference of, guys, what are we doing? I mean, like. He was asked, like, are you going to coach the Mississippi State game? So, I mean, it's gotten pretty ridiculous.
Do you think it's a done deal? You feel like it's a done deal with him for
Florida? I don't think it's a done deal, but I think they're at the one.
Okay.
Yeah. What's that? Yeah, exactly. So we'll certainly talk about that coming up on the Frangie Show. I had a chance to catch up with Devon Hamilton earlier in the locker room, so we'll play that. Jaguars doing an outstanding job stopping the run, and Hamilton obviously made the incredible play against the Raiders, too, to preserve that victory. We will have the State Farm College Football Report, so we'll talk Gators, Knowles, and Canes on that. And we'll be joined with a special J-Fun guest, so we're certainly looking forward to the Radiothon. Yeah.
All right, sounds good. Thanks,
you.
Hayes. We shall be listening. All right, that'll do it for us today, and also for me until after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Happy Thanksgiving,
Happy Thanksgiving, y'all.
Yeah, have fun.
Man.
Thank
have
you.
a great time.
Yeah, we're headed up to the mountains for a few days with my parents and my dog. Cannot wait for a little time off, but of course I'll be watching football. So if you need me, you know where to reach me.
We do.
All right, for Taylor Dahl, for Tom McManus, for RJ Saunders, I'm Lauren Brooks. These heels are made for talking. We will not talk to you tomorrow due to Jaguars programming, but Taylor, Tom, and RJ will be back on Friday, so keep it right here. The Frangie Show comes up next on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
When you ought to not bet, you keep saying when you ought to be a changing.
4th down and 11, game on the line. 11 guys line up, but only one will end up the Universal Roof and Contracting Offensive Player of the Game.
And there he goes.
On 1010XL.
Hey folks, it's Frank Frangie for Lee and Kate's Glass, and I think you deserve a spa-like shower, don't you? Get rid of that dirty, dated setup you have in your bathroom. Those old-style showers can be really ugly. Install a gorgeous frameless shower with thick, sexy glass and a free diamond coating protection that's easier to clean, like Rain-X for your shower. Your bathroom will feel like a luxury spa every morning and night. You deserve it. Visit my friends at leeandkatesglass.com.
You're gonna see a big difference.
Helmets and Heels from the Greenlaw Group Studios.
When the unexpected happens, you shouldn't have to face it alone. I'm Chris Campione, and at Campione Law, we're here to fight for you. Whether it's an auto accident or a slip and fall, our Jacksonville team takes care of every detail, from investigating the incident to securing multi-million-dollar verdicts, so you can focus on getting better. And remember, you don't pay a dime unless we win your case. Our commitment is 24/7, bringing you the real support from real people who really care. Campione Law, your